back to Undermountain, this epic dungeon delving adventure here on Javelin Entertainment that we haven't had in a little bit. But we stream this typically every Thursday starting at 6 p.m. Central. And if you missed the last chapter, you can find it on the channel page or by clicking on the playlist link down in the description. Last time, our adventurers found themselves in the middle of an ambush by the bugbears that had promised them to be their guides. The bugbears had started off taking heavy hits from our wonderful adventurers, but bolstered their numbers with about a dozen different goblins, and the party quickly found themselves in a bit of a pickle. Elias's protection helped to keep Zella alive, but one of the bugbears clubbed Ari into unconsciousness twice with brutal hits. Luckily, Ari was healed up with a potion from Valcrie and a spell from Zannah, and they eventually began to whittle down the bugbears, but intellect devourers began to apparate out of the dead bodies. Elias and Zella were luckily able to fight off the mental attacks and chase down the creatures. As the tide began to turn and the bugbears and devourers fell, the remaining goblins retreated down the tunnels. The party took a moment to gather their bearings and looked over the dead bodies, finding a strange gear-like symbol, before taking some time to get some rest. While keeping watch, Elias glimpsed a massive construct that was wandering the halls, but it didn't happen to notice him and left the party alone. After the rest returned to the scene of the ambush, they found a worm-like creature feasting on the bodies. Valcrie was able to use some thaumaturgy to scare back the creature into the shadows, and they passed into a deeper chamber. Within, Elias was captivated by some broken pillars with latent magic that seemed to turn him invincible or surge without effect and then finally flash with violent magical force. Elias was also able to make out a hidden message scribed in Undercommon on the pillars and stowed it away for later. Deeper in, the party came upon a skeleton hanging from a wall with the message "Talk to me" written in blood on the wall. But not finding much to interact with, they pushed past the skeleton and came to a chamber with a broken statue of a nude woman with a snake-like head. Passing that still led them to a large pair of double doors. And as they opened them, hearing some clamoring behind the doors, they once again glimpsed the large construct, and its single illuminated eye fell in their direction. So, as we join our adventures once more, you all have just pushed open the door to find this massive mechanical construct looming in the hall next to you. And as it has slowly shifted and turned, the gears cranking, the metallic plates whirring, as its head shifts over, the eye glancing to catch Elias and Ari as your vision captures it as well. You see as its hands begin to raise slightly, and Elias and Valcrie, you immediately notice that it appears to be looking as if it's trying to cast a spell. What are you all going to do?
Is that the Iron Giant? So,
It is not the Iron Giant, but it's not terribly far off in appearance.
If it was the Iron Giant, it'd probably be a lot friendlier.
I don't know, we are holding a bunch of weapons. Let's see if it speaks giant. Maybe that's how this works. And, let's, tell it that we mean it no harm in giant.
Elias, roll me an Arcana check as you kind of begin to speak and talk to this creature.
Alright, here we go. Here goes nothing. First roll of the night. Oh, shit.
You haven't seen a whole lot of arcane magic, but you've picked up a thing here or there. Obvious spells and spells that are quite common, and you see as this large mechanical construct seems to be doing the semantic components of the lightning bolt spell, as if he is trying to cast this in your direction. And as you kind of call out, he doesn't seem to respond, but his fists kind of throw forward in the movements of the spell. And Elias, you kind of take a step behind the wall. Is anyone else doing anything? As you kind of
Yeah,
step
Valkyrie's
back.
gonna dip around the corner if she can.
We're dipping.
So as all of
You
you
might
begin to like
wanna dip.
scatter and roll and dodge out behind the corner, the hall is still quiet. You can still hear the mechanical movements of this large construct, but there was no burst of electricity, no light. And Elias, you kind of peek around the corner and you still see him making gesticulations in your direction, as if he is casting spell after spell, but nothing seems to come out.
Oh, poor
bad.
guy's out of juice. I guess I will explain this to everybody that it looks like he thinks he's firing, but he's got nothing left in the tank. It looks like maybe we can help him.
Just helping things got us so far last time.
This thing might be a friend. It might not, but it might be.
But you can't talk to it. Is that what you've also determined?
It appears as though he's not a talker.
And as you look, it doesn't appear that there's any mouth on this face. It is large mechanical plates or large steel plates, and there is just one single illuminated central robotic eye, but no mouth, no ears, no nose, no humanoid features of any kind.
So this is the same thing that I saw last time?
It is.
So it's patrolling around trying to do its job but isn't effective anymore. To whatever degree.
If you can make that assumption, sure.
Alright. What do you guys want to do with it then?
Freya, shut up.
You be nice to Freya.
Freya's trying to protect me from the Roomba, which I'm only
As one
running
does.
because I killed a very big spider and I want the vacuum to vacuum up all of his other little friends. Which she got mad at me for killing the spider, so...
Understandably.
In short, Freya is nicer than I am.
Yeah, we
Apparently.
didn't know that.
Obviously.
Obviously. How to talk to
So,
a
yeah,
robot. I don't know.
Its fists may still be active though, so what do you guys want to do? Do we want to try and pass it? It's obviously out of lightning charge. Otherwise we'd be toast.
So it's guarding the lower path, so can we just plunge on ahead
It's been patrolling a while.
eastward?
Yeah, it's the same thing I saw last night.
I mean, we could just keep going eastward.
Yeah, maybe just go eastward and keep an eye on it. Kind of.
Do we think it's valuable? Do we want to try and either repair it and get it to assist us? Do we want to try and take it apart and sell it? Do we want to try and help it?
If we don't know what's wrong with it, how can we help it?
It's out of batteries. It's whatever its power source is gone.
Mm-hmm.
So do we want to look for a power source for a golem?
And this entire time, as you all are talking, it's still just standing there trying to throw different spell-like movements, trying to move its hands and fingers, and it's actually very accurately trying to replicate these components, but just absolutely nothing is coming out. There's no fizzle, there's no spark, there's nothing.
Poor guy.
If we find it, I think we can decide what to do then. I don't think we should explicitly look for, as we're already looking for a person, and doing our own plundering.
No. Sorry.
He really wants to go after
The guest
No!
dog is being really fucking rude.
I mean, we're already trying to find a person and a power source and
No.
plundering? Oh my goodness.
I mean, having a guardian golem on our side Could be kind of fun.
Be
That's
kind of
also
neato.
assuming it actually will be nice in response to us finding its power source.
That's true.
Why
We could
don't-
just give it power to zap us.
Yeah. Bloom.
Why don't
Pew.
someone with some arcane knowledge and ability try and see if we can do something about it? I'll give you some
Okay.
guidance.
Charisma caster gang, rise up.
Well, I think
Yeah.
that's a very targeted question.
Yeah, take some guidance, see if we can figure out how we might recruit it or help
Okay.
it.
We'll see what I can do at normal.
So this will be an Arcana.
Plus 1d4. 1! 14!
So, Valkyrie, you can make out a few things. You've seen kind of some basic spells here and there. You kind of notice like a firebolt, maybe. Again, you see similar to what Elias did, trying to invoke a lightning bolt. Similar other evocation type spells, but you don't see any sort of lacking power source. You're not familiar with golems or constructs at all, and so what might power this thing, if there is a power source, and where that might be, you have no clue. All your magic just comes from you or comes from your connection.
Yeah, I don't know about these guys.
Could I take a closer look at it and see if anything immediately seems valuable on it? If disassembling it might be lucrative.
By a closer look, do you mean closer in physical proximity or trying to examine it from where you're at?
Take a step so I have a good view of it and take a big perception, a careful look at it. I don't want to get within touching range of it unless I think I have to.
Okay. Sure,
But,
give me
yeah.
a perception check.
Can I guide myself on that one?
Sure, you guys are taking your time.
Cool. Then
Can I
yeah.
help?
Sure, you can have it at advantage.
Cool.
Hell
Let's see if we can figure this motherfucker out. So do. There's a good start. And there's a decent continuance.
So, as you observe this entity, you can see closely, it's moving around and you're getting all sorts of angles at the various connections on its joints here and there. You see these large tubes that connect up various metallic plates. You can see that single glowing eye in the center of its head, but you don't see any channeling crystals. You don't see any shiny, well-built metal. It's all fairly, not rusted, but worn. The connecting tubes all seem fairly basic. Like, surely you could get something for this creature, but nothing looks like it's pristine, per se. The only
Not worth-
thing... Yeah, the only thing that looks to have any sort of shine to it is whatever is making that glow in the center of its face. But you can't quite tell exactly what it is due to the light. It's probably some sort of channeling object, perhaps like a crystal or an orb or something like that that is just channeling light. From what you've seen and what you know of ancient artifacts, there's not really much in recorded history of constructs being able to cast on their own, but they have been used in the past as channeling objects. So if you put a powerful artifact or enough power in some sort of focus, you might be able to amplify that power through a construct to allow it to quote-unquote cast or use such an object. But as you're looking and watching, you don't see any chamber, you don't see any hatch, you don't see any area where you would put such an object. In fact, looking this over and observing now, this looks basically like it's kind of a specialized model, but it has all the same familiar aspects of what you would know to be a shield guardian. Essentially a large a large construct that is typically used for as a personal bodyguard, and is usually associated with some sort of object that gives the user control over this construct.
Okay. Would that reasonably conclude that this was brought down here and then the adventurer who brought it perished or left and it's just wandering around lost or something?
Good.
Okay.
It's not an unreasonable assumption.
I guess that means we move on, guys.
Sounds good.
You guys are, do we want to go past it or do we want to take a different path?
I'm fine to go eastward.
Let's do it.
Alright, eastward we go.
Alright. You should be able to move your tokens, but as you move further into the stone hallway, this robotic individual just continues to throw its hands in wild patterns and shapes as you leave, but it doesn't make any move to follow.
Interesting.
You continue to follow this winding path through the stone, all still well built. And Ari, as you kind of lead the way with your sword aglow, you finally get to a T-like intersection where you see the light kind of capture it around a small corner. And in this small area, you can see what looks to be a carving in the back wall of this alcove. That it's a very shallow alcove that seems to contain some sort of sculpture along the back. What it is, kind of glancing as you're walking by, you don't immediately recognize anything, but you can see the shadows are kind of dancing across whatever this carving is.
So do we think that's worth a further examination? Maybe check it for traps first and then take a look at it?
Yeah.
Do you want to take a look? I will give you some help.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll give you some guidance. Let's see if we can not get zapped.
What are we rolling here?
If you want to roll an investigation check, if you're taking a close look and examining the sculpture.
I'm not a stellar investigator, but we do our best.
So you kind of look upon it, you kind of take a step
Wait,
forward.
we have a D4. Yeah, 13. Please
So
say the DC was 12.
You kind of take a step forward and you immediately sort of like trip over something on the floor, but kind of catch yourself, and looking down you can see that there is a broken section of a pole, a broken wooden rod just lying on the ground that's about 5 feet long, maybe 6 feet long, just lying in this alcove, kind of wedged into the floor. But you kind of that's kind of weird. And you look up, and examining this bas-relief sculpture, you can see it's a nude, heavy-set man that appears to be playing a harp. And you're very confused and kind of disgusted, and you kind of go to turn away, but the light of your blade just catches what seems to be some sort of inscription.
Interesting. Do I recognize the language of the inscription?
Yeah, it appears to be common. Are you going down to read it?
Sure, yeah.
So you see kind of carved onto the edge of this harp, this inscription just reads, "Gaze upon me with bronzed visage, and secrets shall I reveal."
That sounds awful like a riddle.
A bronzed visage. Gaze upon me with bronzed visage. Does anybody have any idea what we have seen thus far that could be bronzed or darken or make shiny? Do we have a bronze mirror? Have we seen a mirror of any sort?
We've seen many mirrors. I don't believe they were bronze.
Any that were portable? A bronzed visage. What color was the golem? It was kind of bronze?
It was like a worn steel, so it had like some parts that were starting to get kind of a brownish color to them, but it was mostly a gray.
But not obviously like, the like front panel of it would be like brown glass that you could see through or something.
No, nothing obvious.
Okay. And my secrets I shall reveal. Bronzed visage. So we're looking for some sort of a mask, a helmet, a eyepiece, something like that.
Maybe. Or it's like a fat guy, right? Do you have a picture of this? By chance?
I do not have a picture of
Okay.
a fat naked man, no.
Okay. That's good. There are, innocent women in the group.
Oh.
Okay. Maybe the bronze is talking about like bronzing oil.
Okay. So like suntan shit.
Maybe.
So what if we were a very bright light, a bronzed visage? Could we make a bright light? Does anybody have the ability to cast a light spell or a very bright, like daylight spell?
I have Moonbeam.
Valcrie, go ahead and roll me a history check.
Okay. I can try that first. History is a lot better.
Valcrie, you're kind of like thinking, and he keeps saying like bronze mask, mirror, visage. And you kind of think back and you swear there is something that seems that maybe matches that. And you look and you kind of look at the sculpture and you see this large, heavy-set, bearded man playing this harp. Just like bronze mask, bearded. And then it kind of hits you in this moment, and you kind of turn and look through your bag, remembering the bronze mask that you had pulled out of one of the hidden mirrors.
Pick up the mask. You right.
Because it's been a minute.
Wow, yeah,
And
no,
y'all were all over that one.
I mean, I picked up everything, and good thing I did.
Wait, when did we pick up a bronze mask?
Valcrie found one while she was investigating around the mirrors.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, I was like,
no,
oh,
I
that
had
looks
no
neat.
memory of that whatsoever.
Me neither. I was
Same.
kind of obsessed with the Nega Valkyrie and Nega Ari. Felt very Scott Pilgrim, so I was too focused on that and not the fact that I picked up a mask.
It's been a couple weeks, so...
Yeah.
Understatement. But anyway.
And
Yeah, so
if
she'll
you
be like,
have it,
"Oh!"
do you wanna take a
She'll-
look with it? Do you wanna try and see if it shows anything else? While wearing or using said mask?
It says gaze upon with it. So yeah, she'll like kind of use her sleeve, kind of just, like rub it, make sure there's no like gathered dust or particles, and
Surprisingly,
first she'll just kind of,
there's not a speck of dust on it.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
good, it's pristine. That was the goal. And so first, she'll just be basic and try to like hold it and then look ahead. And if that doesn't come up with anything, then she'll physically put it over her face.
Alright, as you kind of hold up the mask and kind of looking forward, see much change. You kind of look around and try to observe, and it doesn't seem like there's anything.
Hmm.
You said you're putting it on then?
Yeah, so basically first just trying not to put it on just in case something weird happens. But if that doesn't work, then she'll just kind of give in and put it on her face
Okay, you kind
and
of
hold it up.
You kind of put it on your face and it sets down, and it's this very awkward metallic mask. It very loosely fits, and you kind of have to kind of fit the band over around your horns, and it's not the most comfortable thing. And you look around and still not much, and you kind of are curious, and you kind of look around and kind of take a step forward into the alcove to look closer, and suddenly you all watch as Valcrie just disappears.
Uh-oh.
That's exciting.
Yes, it's revealing the secret by hiding
The
our
secret.
friend.
And Elias, Ari, Zannah, and Zella, you watch as she just disappears. Are you guys doing anything in response?
Let's wait 1 minute and see if she pops back up.
I'm gonna try to inspect the where she disappeared for any evidence of her disappearance.
All right, give me an investigation check. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. Valcrie, you found you were stepping into the small alcove when suddenly you just felt lifted and pushed away as if you had suddenly almost fallen out of a dream state, and you look around and you find yourself in some sort of completely different area. It's a stone room, but the stone is drastically different. This dark black volcanic rock with ore, gold and vibrant, and what almost looks like cracked lava, orange and red, all through the walls. You kind of give a glance around and you see a misty portal behind you. A wooden pole that is laying on the ground, broken. A portrait on the wall, but what captures your attention is a large seat upon a platform, and seated upon it is a man. A dark black coat with multiple eyes visible across the cloak. And you can see his white hair falls across in a heavy stringed white beard. As his eyes flip up to gaze at you, they are bright, shining orange and red. Is there anything that you're doing?
That is a great question. First being, do you have a pic of this guy? Because pics are fun.
I should. Somewhere. Maybe I don't right now. Let me grab one real fast though. I know I've got them somewhere, but apparently I can't find them offhand. But yes, as you're standing here looking at this individual who is just seated and hasn't seemed to take too terribly much notice of you. He's just slowly where he's at and kind of breathing softly. You kind of entered quietly for a moment.
And I take it the mask is still on her, correct?
Yes, you're still wearing the mask.
Cool. She'll start by simply asking, "Who are you? What is this place?"
Two questions. 2 out of 3. I will answer your questions plus once more, but 2 of my answers will be true and 1 will be false. I am a wizard. A wizard trapped in a mad domain. And this place is a demi-plane. A sanctuary for curious eyes. Now ask me one more question and be on your way.
I see.
And as he's looking at you, this gaze is just a piercing red, and there's a bit of magic that swirls around the staff in his hand. The robe that he wears, it almost looks to be made of flesh across this darkened leather, and there are what appear to be mouths and eyes that blink or open, and you can even see a tongue that looks like it's coming out of one. There's just this eeriness and uncomfortableness in this room.
Is this anybody that maybe she's ever like heard rumors about? Because he seems kind of like a guy of myth.
Roll me a history check at advantage.
Just a bit solid. History advantage. Yes! Yes!
Oh,
Tell me more!
By the odd appearance, the description that he gave of himself, and what you can see, you certainly know, without a shadow of a doubt, that this is the entity that all the rumors swirl around. This is the subject of many a study and many a myth. This is the Mad Mage himself, Alistair Blackcloak, the ruler and creator of the very dungeon that you are exploring now. And as I give you a moment to think about that revelation, Ari, outside examining the sculpture, you find no sight, sound, or trace of Valcrie. She has completely disappeared. And a minute passes and there's still no sign of her.
well.
The last time this happened, she was kicked back, like someone was kicked back to the tavern. Do we think such a thing happened again? Should we be on our way?
No, Dylan wouldn't let that happen. He charges to pull people back up. This would cut his profits a bit if adventurers found out about a portal this close. Can't be that.
Vernon doesn't need money.
You do know that that portal was in a completely different location of the city, but could be possible.
I'd say either way we move on for now, and we'll see if she turns back up soon, or
You're just gonna.
if we should start looking.
What? You're just gonna keep walking and hope she turns up somewhere. That's your plan.
This is the third time that somebody has disappeared and then reappeared all on their own accord eventually. In the past 3 days. Yes. I think that our best course of action is to hold our horses for now.
I think we can hold our horses waiting here, though.
Oh, sure, yeah. It's just like I don't think there's anything else to do. I think we just.
No, I'm sorry. I thought you were saying like, oh, let's just keep going, and I was like, what?
Yeah, I was kind of like, ouch, okay.
Like,
Solo
damn, okay.
dungeon, it's fine.
No, like with how weird everything has been the past couple days, I'm content to just chill out and see if this problem fixes itself.
Cool.
Just go on about as normal and be like, all right, like there we go, she popped back up.
All right, and
Woo!
discussing among yourselves and kind of finding a consensus to at least wait a bit. Valcrie, as you have come to the realization of who you stand before, what are you doing?
Well, so with that nat 20 knowledge, can she deduce that he's already told two truths, or a truth and a lie, or some combination thereof?
From what you can see and what you know, it certainly seems that you're very plausibly within a demiplane. This seems completely unlike where you were before. And there is this mystical quality about the very air, the way that you were teleported here. As far as who he was, it seemed that there was a bit of truth, but he didn't come out and say his name, so perhaps it was a lie? That one's a bit more gray.
She will continue cautiously and simply say, "Hello, Creator."
The eyes narrow. Do you have a question or not?
The question I ask, I would really like the truth. And she'll just kind of try to stare back, you know, the mask, I guess. But
And you said the
she's
question.
trying to. So she hasn't actually asked the question yet. What she simply stated was, with my final question, I would prefer the truth.
Gotcha.
And she's trying to hold her own degree of ominousness.
As you try to...
Because he's making her uncomfortable.
Actually, go ahead and give me an intimidation check.
Cool. Just in case. Okay.
Yeah. As you kind of give your own air, it's a bit. The mask certainly helps. It kind of gives you a bit to hide behind, as you are not sure at all. There are so many myths of the horrible things that this man is capable of that you're slightly intimidated yourself, but you try and put on a brave face behind the mask and set your posture, and his gaze still looks at you, and then ask your question.
And then one more thing. With the nat 20 knowledge, does she happen to know if she asks this question, would some other time another party member be able to come in and ask questions?
Even with a natural 20, you have no idea what the rules or bounds or bargain or what is going on here is. There are, as far as the stories that you remember, which there are plenty, and no one's ever mentioned anything like this.
Well, fuck. Okay. Damn. Okay, now I have to decide who I want to ask about. She will look in his general direction and ask, jeez, how to word this. What level of this dungeon is Skullport?
So you seek the home of beggars and thieves, infesting my own domain. find yourself
Perhaps.
at the top of my home, you must travel deeper through chambers, arcane and deep levels of damp darkness. Once you find your way through both of these, you may find what you are looking for.
Thank you. And I guess... I don't know, I guess she tries to figure out how to leave, I guess. She'll try to maybe step backwards, but will never turn her back towards him. So she'll just approach where the door presumably is.
So you kind of slowly back your way up towards that misty portal, and the figure doesn't move. He just sits in his chair watching you, those piercing red eyes just capturing your vision, not letting yourself turn around, not risking what could happen. You feel as your foot passes through the misty portal, you are pulled with a whoosh of air as you pop back in outside the alcove and see everyone else kind of sitting around discussing. It's been maybe 2-3 minutes.
Oh, would you look at that? The problem corrected
She's
itself.
she's gonna yank off that mask and throw it back in her bags.
So, what you see in there?
That, my friends, is the Mad Mage himself.
What?
You know, the one of legend. Have you not heard of him?
All of you have heard of stories of the Mad Mage. You all are adventurers who wanted to go into Undermountain. Hallister Blackcloak, the Mad Mage of Undermountain, is the most well-known figure associated with it. You would have all at least heard the name, and probably a few missing legends.
So he is this statue? He,
I
leaves
spoke
a lot to be
to
desired.
him. He, the physical being, was there. It was like a demi plane of sorts. He was just sitting there on like a throne.
What did he
I was
want?
allowed 3 questions. Unfortunately,
Find anything out?
I made the mistake of asking 2 questions out the gate. He told me I had 1 more.
Ah,
And seems to enjoy a good game. Claimed he would tell me 2 truths and a lie in response to said questions.
doesn't seem very helpful, does it?
That's his thing. Unfortunately, I can't be sure how truthful he was, but in the very least, it sounds like my who he is and where I was fairly self-explanatory. The where I wish to go, because that's where Crescendo was going, that's a bit up in the air. He just said deeper. I don't know if one of you could go back in, but I would perhaps suggest putting it off for several days, in case he happens to know. So, shall we move on? Let's return if we have more critical questions. After all, he did create this dungeon we're in.
Onward, I do suppose.
Could I perhaps hold on to that mask?
I see no problem. And she'll very slowly pull it out.
I'm gonna take a quick look at it before putting it in a pack. Is it anything more after this extra dimensional jaunt than it was before, or does it look about the same?
As you look at it, it looks relatively mundane. It's a intricately carved mask, but made out of simple bronze. There's no inscriptions, no magical glow, nothing special about it.
Can I then so the magic is on the statue, not the mask?
Perhaps.
Okay. Did the statue change as a result of being observed and being used to move through space and or time?
You give it a look and the carving is still there. There doesn't seem to be any change in the image. The inscription still stands as it was written.
I see. So, very carefully before you forget, will you write down what the Mad Mage said? And I will open a spare notebook and let you transcribe exactly what you remember.
Yeah, that would actually be really excellent. Keep track of the questions and how they were answered.
I will let Valcrie type that out if she wants, to the best of her memory.
So, oh man. but what I was wondering was, could you reiterate the at least the history check in like a text form? Because that one I was less focusing on. I was like, ooh, I learned things, and then nah. I was too excited I actually got a nat 20 on like history, because I'm a fucking history nerd, so I got really happy.
Yeah, so more or less this is the important parts. His name is Hallister Blackcloak, and he is known as
Hallister Blackcloak.
and he's known as the Mad Mage of Undermountain. And you've heard myths and legends about him, how he carries a staff with a draconic head, how he's got wiry white hair and a large beard and mustache, these piercing eyes of red and orange, a living or undead cloak that seems to pulse with the life of some trapped souls, these bulbous eyeballs that blink and these mouths that move and eat, and the black cloak that he is named after.
Okay. Created Undermountain seems like an important fact. Bitch likes true truths and a lie. How rude. Okay. Questions asked was, who is he and he was a jerk and just said a wizard.
And
What a punk.
it's not a lie.
It's not technically a lie, but it's also not the whole truth. It's basically the, are you calling me a liar? Well, I ain't calling you a truther, you bitch. Yes, that was, who is he? Where was Valcrie? And deduction was demi-plane. That one was like, pretty sure it was accurate.
Did
And
he?
then,
What was his phrasing of that plane?
all I can tell you is that it was probably true. That's Bree speaking. I knew because that was the downside, is whenever you were giving me that information, Austin, you also were describing the room at that point in time, and then were like, and also here's his answer. And I was like, okay. So unfortunately, I don't know.
Yeah, Valkyrie kind of. It was an overload of information. There were so many things capturing your attention, from the odd room to the portrait on the wall to the pole on the ground to the throne to the mage sitting upon it, that the first few words are jumbled in your memory and not crystal clear.
Yeah, had throne, portrait, stone walls, etc. And then, what level of the dungeon is Gulfport? Bitch complained about it being a city of thieves and miscreants.
So
It's
perhaps
a
we could do
down.
him a favor in exchange for what we're looking for.
Perhaps, but I wouldn't go in there
It
right
seems
now
like he's kind of
or
trapped
immediately.
there, so I don't know how much he can do for us.
He's trapped there?
That was the impression I got. Did he seem like
He
he wanted to
made-
be there, Valkyrie?
Hard to say. He seemed like he was there for a purpose, and apparently that purpose was to answer questions for those that passed by. He was very stern for me to get to my point. He did not want any small talk when I flaunted a little bit of my knowledge. And I refused to turn my back to him. So,
So if we could free him, we could potentially get more assistance.
based on the legends and myths, I do not feel comfortable releasing him at this time. Perhaps further down the road.
I'd rather try to befriend the golem than free this dude.
What
But
Zannah
if
said.
he can just get us what we're looking for in here, it can save a whole lot of exploration.
Where's the fun
But
in
isn't
that?
that the point of being down here? Yeah. Don't you want to explore? And unfortunately, we're looking
mean-
for quite a few things.
But there's one critical thing that we're down here for.
Maybe
There's-
for you.
What's that for you? Because I think right now we're mostly hiding from the authorities on the surface. I think that's really
yeah.
the main
I've
thing
kind of
keeping us here.
explained it, right? The translation, a banner like a Rosetta Stone. I think I explained that to you, right?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
what
okay.
yeah. So we would call that
Okay.
in the business your problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's more of an
Right.
I than a we, and like releasing,
I believe
a
we as a
notorious
collective.
mad mage just to grab that and get out is it seems like the
Yeah.
worst trade deal in the history of trade deals, maybe ever.
There's quite a bit that are actually on our plates, I would guess.
Yeah.
In fact, I have several tasks I need to do down here. It's critical that I do them. They're important to me, and I would not at all expect you guys to really care. But it would be great.
I
we get
need to
to-
get Fatty Lumpkin's armor. That's really top of my to-do list.
That's upstairs, not further in.
Well, it's more of forward in time, as it were.
I see.
Both of my things rely on me getting to Skullport. It is an underground city, and we need to get there. Please.
Alright then. If you know where you're going, lead the way. You asked for directions, you asked where it was.
And I cannot confirm or deny if he told me the truth. That's his thing. 2 truths and a lie.
What's the worst thing that could happen?
All I can say is the remaining 2 questions I could not factually tell you were correct, had at least partial truths in them. Such as, Skullport is deep within the dungeon. I know we are on the first floor of said dungeon. We must go down several more floors. I would take it to get there. So I would say we want to go deeper.
Alright,
Shall we
lead the way,
Our
kid.
quest for the stairs?
What?
Oh, I just said, shall we continue our quest for the stairs, but...
Yep.
I think that's a good point. To the stairs. Also fixing Hallister's name, because I definitely called him Hallister, like Alistair, but with an H, which is wrong.
Woof. Woof, woof, woof.
Alright, so are you all continuing down the hall?
Sure.
Alright. Zannah, kind of being the first in the hall and looking around, you do find that it does lead to another of the same wooden doors.
I'm not the door opener.
I'm temporarily unavailable.
Backup door opener, you're up. Joe?
What's up?
Backup door
opener.
opener?
Where's the door? There's the... Nope, that's not
Yep.
the door.
That's
That
the
is
door.
the door? Alright. Everybody ready?
Yep.
We open
Yeah.
the door.
You open the door.
Door
It
has
leads
been
into
opened.
another stone hallway that runs north and south. The south tunnel turning quickly to the east.
Secret tunnel.
Alright.
Kinda same.
What do you guys want to head? Which way? Up or down?
I think we need to go down, is what I thought was where the
Alright.
stairs were.
So
Let's get it.
keep in mind that south doesn't necessarily mean down, but
Well,
you are welcome to go either direction. Just
What?
there is a difference between down and south.
What?
Now you're gonna make us take the key and mind feat, and then you're
What
gonna
I'm
regret
hearing is you're just making me question literally everything.
Yes.
And that's all.
Yes.
Yep.
That's what I'm hearing.
All
Well,
right.
be careful, because you're stuck with me for like a week in the little bits of just. Regardless, onwards. Somehow. Let's see. I'm gonna do the zoomies out. I don't know. Up doesn't seem terrible. We can go up, we can go down. I don't care.
Well, down will be like down and right.
that. True.
Okay, so down is south and then to the east, and then all we know is that north is north.
Yeah. That's all we can see right now.
No, but he said we don't know that that up and down are north and south. That was
They mean north and south. They're
Fortunately-
saying up and down.
See, fortunately, I know what Jess is talking about, so that's how I was answering it.
Yes.
Okay.
I am aware what you guys are meaning, even though you're talking. But yes. The path does seem to curve to the east if you travel south, but to the north, as far as you can tell, it stretches upwards. And actually, Elias would be able to just see that it also does seem to clip towards the east, but after a much further distance.
Well, this one goes
Alright.
down after it goes right. So
this is one of those things where if y'all have seen the meme where, you know, you have the illusion of choice. Austin is yeeting us somewhere.
He's telling us we have to go to the east. It's just how we want to get there.
That's what I'm saying.
Well-
There's an illusion that we have a choice in our path, but they have the same thing.
Yeah.
if you go south, it goes east and then immediately south again.
Okay, if you just want an answer, I'm just saying go south. Answer.
Okay.
do it.
Done.
Then go.
Go.
Do it.
I hate
Alright.
when you guys make me be the answer person, but just south.
Zannah kind of just strides off down to the south as everyone tries to keep up, and Zannah, you eventually run into another wooden door shortly thereafter.
Door opener.
I'm gonna stay in the
Get in
back.
position, everybody.
Ready, Freddy.
And we open the
Name's
door.
His name's not Freddy. It's brother
Ready,
Elias.
Elias. But it doesn't flow off the tongue.
Alright, as you open up the
You
door,
could do Ready Ellie. It's kind of like Elias.
you see
Ready,
another... Oh, goodness. You see another small... actually, this is a fairly large chamber that seems to have some sort of elaborate carving across the western wall, and you also immediately notice an open pit in the middle of the room.
Oh, fun.
Suspicious.
I will guide whoever wants to take the look.
I can look if it's an investigation, but I hate my computer because it casually just shoots me to the home screen, so I gotta get back.
Yep, I will
can
help you.
perceive. If it's perception, I can do the perceiving.
Yeah, we have a surprisingly good amount of perceiving in the party.
So real quick, I believe regardless, the looking is for the hole. Yeah?
Yep, for the room, the hole, the anything cool. The investigation. Take a guidance.
I am
Do good.
cool. I am content making a very thorough sweep of the room with a guidance.
Alright, give me a perception check.
I said thorough. I don't perceive, I investigate.
You can investigate an area or an item, you can't investigate a room. That's perception.
You could
I will
totally
give you
investigate
the
a room
room.
if you took long enough.
Oh
You can-
my god.
You can't investigate, like,
Oh,
maybe an entire castle, but I feel like you could do a room.
I'm gonna investigate the hole. You happy?
Sure, that's totally fine.
With my
You could systematically
Plus-
go through and investigate each item in the room, but it has to be
Well-
in order.
well, FY, that's what I was gonna do.
I
Before
just
you
needed- I
interrupted.
just needed a place to start. So yeah, hole is great.
Well, I'm starting with
Can
the
I
hole.
keep guiding them? Is that acceptable?
Sure.
Cool.
So Zannah, as you kind of stroll in and take a look, you immediately see what looks to be some sort of map that is carved into this western wall, and that captures your attention. And you don't see much else. Valcrie, in the meantime, goes to the pit in the center of the room and kind of peeks over. And Valcrie, you can see there's some sort of like metallic or stone doors that are opened up, and down at the bottom, you see a humanoid individual who seems to be just kind of sitting up against the wall.
Okay, well, she's doing this quietly? Question mark.
Sure, roll me a stealth check.
And she's gonna see if it looks like a possible person that
It
she's
is a
looking
possible
for.
person.
Well, the person she might be looking for. Ah, fuck.
Oh, yeah. What's
She
his
hit a
face?
rock.
You like lean down and you press your hand on the door, and the door is just free hanging, so there's just a loud ka-dunk, ka-dunk as the stone hits the stone, and the figure eyes just dart up towards you. And Valcrie, you immediately see this darkened skin and kind of black hair, and then these bright blue piercing eyes that just look almost straight through you.
Well, then same, because my eyes probably look like that to other people because they're very bright.
That's fair. The individual
She'll
kind
just
of
say,
slowly gets up.
Hello. Hello?
Could use your mind to talk to him. Or her. Them.
You real? Can you get me out of here? Please. I've been down here for some time. Can you help me?
Are you supposed to be in there, or is it an accident?
Does it look like I'm supposed to be in here? And he kind of motions around, and Valcrie, you can see you're kind of hanging down into some sort of pit trap. It's about 10 feet per side, and it's about 30 feet down to where he's resting.
Seems like you fell for this one. Let me see what I can do. And she'll just, I guess, pull out her rope and just kind of like, and then she's gonna use her mind thing to Zannah and say, I'm guessing we need to help this guy. But it's in her head, so she isn't saying this out loud, while she's pretending that she's looking for something, even though she knows exactly where her rope is.
I'm gonna poke around. Can I perceive?
Sure, make a perception check.
Oh, buddy.
I think 11's the
It's-
highest I've rolled in the last 2 sessions.
It is a stone chamber.
Cute.
I don't believe you.
You're like, there's gotta be something fishy in here. Doesn't look right.
How does he
No.
react to the light from my sword?
Currently, he is still in a pit. Valcrie is like kind of slowly looking, quote unquote, for her rope as she kind of motions everyone in.
I mean, he's still
She's
in the
like-
pit. That's got to be the first light he's seen in, some amount of time.
Well, his bright eyes and my bright eyes were having a great connection.
That sounds kind of personal. Maybe Ari will step out.
Actually, Ari, can we use your strength?
Ari is nothing except a good wingman.
Ari, we might need your strength. And she'll just kind of give up and pull out her rope since no one answered her mind talking.
You literally only tried it with one person.
I appear.
But, well, I would have taken like a head nod.
Hey, friend, how do you end up down there?
It's a trap.
Yeah, he
Poor
kind
guy.
of just holds his arms. What do you think?
That didn't answer his question.
Just get me up out of here and I'll help.
me.
Get me out of here and I'll answer anything you want to know.
Okay,
I
I'll
will
throw
say,
I'll
yeah.
throw the rope down to him. I ain't scared of no bright-eyed bitch.
Alright, you kind of toss the rope down and he kind of like tests on it and makes sure you're holding it before he begins to kind of climb up. And he climbs relatively
Valcrie's
quickly.
gonna. Yeah. Oh, cool. He's strong then. Good for him.
Yeah, you see as he quickly kind of...
He used his inspiration.
What?
He used his inspiration.
There we go.
Oh, actually, speaking of that, I do want to give a point of inspiration to Valkyrie for the talk with Hollister. I forgot to do that earlier.
No.
So make sure to
Okay,
mark that on your
cool.
sheet. But
Okay,
yes.
just gotta
Noted.
say the word inspiration once a session to
Yeah,
remind us
remind
and to
me.
reward us.
I always forget it. But yes, as this individual client finally like pulls himself out, he kind of like rolls over and lays on the ground, breathing heavily for a moment, and you get your first good look at him. His skin is very dark, kind of a light grayish color. The hair is very dried. It's clearly not been washed in a long time. Also graying. There are dark bags under his eyes. There's kind of a blood speckled cloak that he has on. And he's just kind of breathing heavily. He seems to be a half elf individual.
Can we see a picture? I'm sorry. I like pictures. I'm a very visual person, so like pictures for days, please.
There's your picture.
He looks
Poor
kinda
buddy.
angsty.
Angsty's pretty cool.
He looks like he's about to tell his mom that she doesn't understand. That's the vibe I got.
I got like Nico D'Angelo vibes for anybody who's read the Percy Jackson series.
Seems on point too.
But yeah, as he kind of takes a moment to recover, he kind of lifts up onto his elbows and kind of eventually sits up. And do any of you have any water? I feel like I'm so parched.
Sure. Give him some
Does
water.
that go? Yeah, I assume we'd have some water.
Yeah, you kind of hand over a water skin, and he eagerly just kind of drinks and kind of licks his lips and drinks some more. And as he finally hands it back, you've got like half a water skin empty.
I mean, seems like he needed it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for what you did. I'm not sure what I would have done had you not come along.
Well, no sense thinking about it. What's your name?
Haleth Gok.
Where you from?
I'm originally from Korth, but we came such an adventure here in Undermountain. I guess we found it in sorts.
I guess. How long were you down there if you had to? A while, I take it?
To be honest, I have no idea. It's been some time.
Hmm. And your friends? Or did you come down here alone?
No, I would very much like to find my friends. I'm not sure where they went. They couldn't get me up, and so there was nothing much more they could do.
Do you come to a dungeon without any rope?
It's been a long time. This dungeon is... It's not like other places. It shifts and changes, things happen, there's all sorts of creatures. It's a lot. So no, we did not have rope at the time. And
Interesting.
you all, what are you? Are you treasure hunters as well? Adventurers?
I think adventurers might be the broadest term we can use. We all have our own purpose.
Well, I don't have much interest in this place anymore, but I would like to see what has become of my companions. I've got a map of, well, it's of the 3rd level of this dungeon, or at least it was. It's yours if you want it, if you can help me find the others.
Sure.
They aren't by
don't see
chance
why not.
vampires, are they?
Vampires? No, you mean the Undertakers? No, we did our best to sneak past them.
Oh, okay, because we killed a lot of them.
Alright, well,
Turns out they're bitch.
you're vampire slayers. I'm surprised you're still here. You knew. I expect you to be in the lower levels by now, then.
We can't find the stairs.
Valkrie's just gonna put her hand on her face like, oh dear.
Oh,
Not making a very good impression here.
there's a
I mean,
secret,
we've not been looking that long.
True.
there's a secret passage to the south. That's where the stairs are.
I knew it was a secret tunnel.
I knew it was fucking south. Called it.
It's just right against that wall, and he kind of, from where he's seated, he kind of points over to a portion of the wall on the south end of the room. He kind of points over in this area.
Looks like really close. I see.
Oh. Where does that door head?
I don't know. I came from the northwest. And he kind of points back to where Zella and Elias still stand by the doorway. But that might have been where my companions headed, if they were doing more investigating before headed lower. I'm not sure.
Did you
Well,
encounter
we
a
could-
golem by chance?
Mm.
What?
Golem?
Golem? No, I can't say that I have. What
Oh,
kind of golem?
okay. Basically the Iron Giant.
Yay, cross universe.
Mostly
Big
'cause I was
metal
on the
thing.
phone with that.
Walks in magic.
No, I can't say I did. I came down with a few of my companions. We called ourselves the Fine Fellows of Korth. One of them was snuck off, and don't know where he went off to. But the 4 of us that remained, we were pushing down to the 3rd level. He kind of holds up a piece of paper. We had a map, and well, I'm not sure how they did without it. But hopefully they made it through all right. I'd like to go after
Just
them.
out of curiosity, your fellow that branched off. What's his name?
His name was Kellum. Oh, his nickname we went by was Weasel. He
Weasel.
was light with his fingers, good for a dungeon delve.
Indeed it would be. Perhaps he might have gone to Skullport, where all thieves like to go.
It's reason enough. I've heard of quite a few people making dastardly lives in Skullport. I wouldn't expect Weasel to be there, but if he made it, that's a better place to go than these halls, I suppose.
So, secret tunnel or continue exploring?
Well, when you call it the secret tunnel, there's only one thing that can be done.
Go through the secret tunnel, of course. Insane. Did you hear any doors shut when your comrades left?
No, I believe they went off to the south. I heard the stone open.
Then I suppose we should start there.
I'm not exactly sure. It's been a while.
Do you need any bandaging up by any chance? We have a few means of healing. Should you need anything.
I appreciate, but somehow I feel alright, just weary.
Then you can join me in the middle of the party. I suggest we go lower.
Thank you. Do you have anything that I could use to defend myself? Any extra weapons or something?
Yes we do.
She can offer him a dagger.
A dagger is better than nothing. Thank you.
And I'm not sure what anybody else has as spare weapons, but...
Would you rather have a javelin? It's a d6, so it is more damage.
He kind of rolls his arms.
Or hammer.
A javelin would probably be nice to have. If you don't mind, could I hold on to both? One for things to get close.
Yeah,
one
sure.
for away? Thank you.
But
That's what I
you
was
know,
thinking.
you can use the javelin like a spear, so you don't have to throw it.
Yes, I am aware how javelins work. Thank you.
It's okay, Ari.
Sticking with the pointy end, right?
That is the effective way to do it.
No,
Yes,
you don't have to use the pointy end if you hit hard enough.
I'm not sure if I hit that hard. There's a bit of a half smile that starts to appear on his face. Up until now, he's been extremely somber.
I mean, he did almost kind of die, so I feel.
But we saved him, so we're Gucci.
You know, honestly, if he stabs me with my own javelin, I'm probably going to find a javelin for Austin.
Alright, so Zannah and Valcrie, as you kind of come over to the wall to sort of investigate, go ahead and give me a perception. Actually, I think this would be an investigation at advantage.
Cool. I got it. Hopefully.
I sure hope
Or
so.
that. No,
Oh.
no, I don't. Garbage.
You both begin
Garbage.
to kind of look and kind of feel across the stone, and you're like, what is he talking about? This is a stone wall, and you kind of touch and feel, and each of the stone bricks seems to be in place, and he steps forward. No, here, let me. And he kind of puts his hand and presses down on a spot that you hadn't quite got to in the stone, and with a loud just grinding just opens up, and you see a curving stone passage inside.
Well, there we go.
Alright, who wants to go first down the sketchy tunnel?
I heard Brother Elias wanted to. That was the word on the street.
Word on the street.
Word on the street.
I don't think that's the case. I will go through doors and open doors, but I am the loudest one, so anything that relies on sensing and not being sensed, I am not the man for the job.
So, I am going to nominate Zannah, and I will follow closely behind.
Alright, let's go.
Only because I can speak in your mind and I can see, but you can tank more than I can. Only reason why I'm making you go first.
Zannah, you step into this curved corridor, and surprisingly, despite the hidden entrance, there are quite a few footprints that you see in the dust within this passage.
You wouldn't by chance remember the shoes of your comrades, would you? So there's a lot of boot prints here. Or footprints.
I'm not sure if I could tell one boot print from another, but... And he kind of looks... That doesn't look like a boot. And he kind of kneels down, and you see as he points out, you can clearly see what looks to be a very large footprint with distinct toes. So whatever it was
Oh.
barefoot. And
So it's not a golem, friend.
It's about double, nearly double the size of the other boo prints in the stand. And looking around, you also see some that are considerably smaller.
Interesting.
And Jess, is there a reason that you're set to 35 HP?
I don't know.
Okay, I was just
Perhaps.
saw the random plus. It's all good. But yeah, as you continue down this corridor, it seems quiet, just kind of curving through.
Okay, I can't do things. My dog is on my mouse.
Are you continuing forward?
Yes, please.
Alright. So moving deeper into this chamber, Zannah, you come around another curve. You see where it begins to end, and you see another stone, this time clearly visible. The stone entrance at the end of this hall, and what looks like a lever on this side. Right down.
Alright. Continuing onward, y'all?
I'd say so once people catch up, because they're pokey.
They are pokey.
Ain't nobody pokey.
Alright, Zannah, you reach up and pull down on the lever, and once again the grinding of stone.
Oh, the
opens up.
lever, crunk.
As the passage opens
Right
up in front of
lever.
you, you immediately see a much larger chamber. Larger than anything you've seen in some time. And you can see what looks to be a large statue, though making it out as difficult as you just glimpse it behind the edge of a central pillar. And what looks to be mushrooms that are popping up and growing through cracks in the stone floor.
Don't eat the stuff on the floor, y'all.
Are the mushrooms smokable?
You could certainly try.
What?
No. Oh, there's a lot of mushrooms.
There are indeed a lot of mushrooms.
Oh boy.
Alright, whoever's taking a look at this stuff, have some guidance.
I'll do a generic perceive.
Well, there's a lot of ways to go.
And as you all begin to step into this chamber, Ari holding your light out, suddenly there is a shrieking, shrill, piercing wail that just echoes
Nope.
throughout the chamber.
Nope.
Just this.
Nope.
And you can all
Ow.
see that
We
this
found a pterodactyl.
this central mushroom just begins to open and arc as its tendrils flare and move. And
Oh, no.
You see as it begins to lunge around as this air just pulses out of it. And Zannah, you can immediately hear in the distance numerous footsteps. And I'm going to need everyone to go ahead and roll me some initiative.
Woo!
Uh-oh.
Sammy, you got advantage.
So is this is after our rest and I have not shifted, or I have shifted?
Yay!
This is after our rest and you have not shifted yet.
Yeah, we should have full resources right now. I don't think we've used anything.
Right.
In the past 2 sessions have rolled collectively 1 roll above a 10 that I can find evidence of.
That's
the
okay,
sum
Ari.
of
I
your
believe in you.
rolls is less than 20, sir.
Yeah.
You add your rolls together, and you still have not crested 20.
No, it's not going great. It's okay though, because I'm
Ari?
gonna whack something.
Yeah, your time is coming. I can feel it. You're gonna destroy them.
We're gonna crit, and we're gonna smite. Not because we actually need the smite, but because when you crit, you must smite, as the gods have told us. Thinking about that sweet 3-level dip in Champion Fighter to crit on 19s. Since Austin won't let me take a dip in Hexblade because he hates me and doesn't want me to have fun.
I didn't say that.
Actually, that is exactly what you said. I
No,
could
that's a quote.
tell.
Everyone else heard it too, right, guys?
Just now?
Okay.
Is there a reason I can't see much of anything?
You might be stuck in the wall. Is that better?
Yep. I was doing that alt move thing so I could move well, and I guess I moved poorly.
Yeah, the alt is kind of hit or miss, because sometimes if you get into the wall, it can be a little bit difficult. Oh, or I just randomly move people.
Thanks, bro.
You know, it is what it is. Oh, this is gonna be... Apparently I didn't mark that. Okay. Yep. And then we'll do that one. No. Okay. Sure. Sure. So, immediately as this shrill wail just begins to go out, you hear the patter of feet on the ground, and a few of you begin to see as small goblinoid creatures begin to pop around the corner, rushing at their full speed. Yeah, these ones can get about here as they begin to rush across the mushrooms. And you can see a small group of them. And Zella, you are the first to react to this sound, barely able to see them across the room as you were just getting out of the passage.
Do any of these creatures need dark vision to see?
Typically, but Ari's blade, I think
it's 30 feet, so I was going to try and move out of it.
I believe so. Well, actually, they're still out of it. So you do see kind of the edge of the light just hitting the mushrooms, but not quite on them. So they would use dark vision to see.
No, because you use dark vision based on where the thing you're looking at is, not based on where you are.
Yes, that is correct.
Sorry,
yes, Sam just needs to move out of the circle.
Yes, you're right.
Like, that's not how light works.
It's
So
been
if
a long
I wanted
day.
to direct my shots at the weird shrieking thing, could I have advantage on that since he can't see me?
That thing?
Or just the goblin?
No.
No!
Bad dog.
Yes, you would have advantage on that.
Awesome. I would like to do that then.
You
Still
have
didn't even
advantage.
hit it. I just...
Advantage.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't
so
know.
that's a 16, a 24, and a 13.
Yeah.
Which will all certainly hit.
Woo! And then the
Spicy.
D8.
Alright, as you just launch just 3 bolts past this statue into this large mushroom, there is kind of a poof of these gaseous spores that go out in all directions before the second 2 just take off the stalk and just completely obliterate this entity, leaving just the desiccated mushroom remains behind.
Haha. Desiccated mushrooms.
Alright.
Anything else?
Nope. I'll wait for my turn.
Alright. And with that, you do see as a few bugbears do come around from the interior chamber. 2, 3.
Goddamn bugbears.
No, you
And
asshole.
they're gonna begin to rush forward. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, as they begin to dash and just kind of rushing through the area. get about, actually I'll get to right about here, as they begin to kind of spread out with their large clubs at the ready. And then that is going to bring us to Zannah.
Okay. So it's the white mushroom that's the shrieky one?
Yes, but it has been completely obliterated by by Zella's quick reaction.
Alright, cool. What was I gonna... I had this whole plan. Hold on. Sorry. So each square is 10 feet now, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. So we're gonna move to like right there. So that dude in front of me would be 15 feet in front of me, right? This
Yes, that is correct.
Alright, so we're gonna try to cast Thunder Wave on him. Maybe.
Thunder Wave is in an area, so you would hit Valcrie and Ari.
I thought it was 15 feet outward.
Oh no, you can't put yourself on the edge. Yes, that's my misconception that I always get wrong. You're correct. You can do the cube where you're on an edge instead of the center.
Yeah, I just want to
So
hit
yes.
him.
Cool. Yes, you may. And I believe that's a Constitution save.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Cool. Do it.
Oh, and let me transition this over. Okay, Constitution save. That is a failure. So yes, and he gets. How many feet does he get blown backwards?
10 feet.
10 feet. Alright, so he is pushed backwards, sliding across the mushrooms as this just loud blast emanates from Zannah, just this pulse wave that forces him backwards. Anything else?
I'm gonna use a bonus action to do Flame Blade, to emit a blade of flame.
You can only do one spell per action, so it has to be a cantrip.
Oh, okay. Well then
Or
I'm
one
not
spell
doing
per
anything.
turn. Alrighty. That will bring us to our second group. You can hear more footsteps coming from down the hall. But nothing from them. Haleth is going to go his 30 feet and kind of take up a defensive position with his javelin in case they get close. Elias.
Alright, so I will move, and then move, and those 10 in. I have 5 more feet, which is not quite enough to do damn near much of anything. So I will take one more step up if that's okay. I will use my action to put out my aura of temp HP for everybody. And I will use...
Is that 30 feet as well?
Yes. Here, let me just post my shit, I'm sorry.
That's right. Yeah, 30 feet.
And then I will use my bonus action to put out a spirit weapon. Is that a bugbear?
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Let's spawn a spirit weapon on it and lop it on the fucking head.
Alright, give me that attack roll.
And if you would put one of them tokens out for me, that'd be dope too. Whack.
That does not hit,
Whack.
unfortunately, as it crashes onto the hide armor of this creature. It doesn't seem to break through.
Alright.
But you have summoned it, and you
Yep.
do have this aura of twilight that seems to already be around you. And go ahead and roll your d6. Is that right?
Yep, it's 1d6 plus 4, friends, for your temp HPs.
Nice.
Cool. That's really
So-
good.
This is a fun cleric to have as a teammate.
Alrighty. And that will bring us to Ari.
I would like to run up to the bugbear and whack the shit out of it. I have a simple character.
And Ari, as you move forward, you hear in the distance these heavy footfalls. Doof, doof, doof. But you move up towards him, and the bugbear already looks to be a little bit injured. And you swing out and can make your attacks.
Where do I hear the footfalls?
Yeah.
From down the corridor.
Oh, eh.
Oh, that's exciting. Drums in the deep, motherfuckers. Ah! Do I hit?
You do not, unfortunately.
God damn it!
No, as you swing down at the last second, he just knocks it out of the way with his morning star, or with his morning star that he carries, just kind of blocking it just enough as he growls at you. And go ahead and make me a perception check. All right. Yeah, you are just furious in the moment that these creatures continue to outmatch you in martial ability.
Buddy, you need to rage.
Anything else?
I'm gonna shove him.
Alright. Hey, you shove him. Are you pushing him back 5 feet or prone?
Prone.
Alright, so you just, with anger, just kind of slam down into his shoulder with the shield and force it down to a knee, which he still stands almost your height, even down on one knee. But he is prone. And that'll bring us to Valcrie.
Roll your temp HP, sir.
Okay, so
Oh,
just
yeah.
to confirm, because several times you've mentioned noise. So the noise is coming from up above.
Yeah, you
It's
heard
D6
some
plus
very...
what?
D6 plus 4.
Okay.
Valcrie, you haven't heard anything yet. Only Ari heard the sound.
Well, so you mentioned something like 2 people before Ari, so that's why I was trying to make sure. Because you said, oh, they don't make it in here yet. So I was trying to see if everyone
was
heard that or
probably
not.
something different.
Okay.
You see what you see.
I sees what I sees. Okay. Well, I think... I think I want to try another mind sliver, because that's just really kind of fun, actually. So I want to try to mind sliver... Let me see. 60 feet. Cool. So... Not too bad. I'm sorry, Joe. I am a pirate. It's my life. Pirates. Pilates.
Just like Pilates.
That's exactly right. I think I'm going to try and mind this guy. So this one is what I'll try to do. And I believe it will be... It'll be an intelligence save.
Okay.
Fingers crossed he's an idiot. Thank you.
That is a failure.
Nice!
So go ahead and roll me a 1d6.
So 1d6, so 6 psychic damage. As well, we'll be subtracting 2 from his next save.
Alright.
Before the end of my next turn. And then, before I forget, the HP part. So that's the 1d6 plus 4.
Oh,
Yep.
I can make him make a saving throw. That's the thing I can do. I can't
Correct.
roll that if they're rolling the save.
Okay, and I get
Galaxy
7.
brain right there, right?
Right on. And that will be my turn.
Alright. And then these ones are all just going to move, and that brings us back to these. And they can get into range. And so they will begin to rush up towards Ari, as he is the nearest target, as these goblins begin to swarm in his direction. Others pulling out short bows and beginning to arc across the top of the room. And those 4 will go ahead and make 2 shots on Elias and Zannah. And then the one next to Ari will get 3. So we'll do Ari first. 3 scimitar attacks. 1, 2, and 3. And Ari, your AC is at what right now?
Currently it's 15.
Alright.
For the record, it should be 21.
That'll be 1 hit, 1 crit, and 1 miss, as the first goblin kind of distracts you and the second 2 take advantage to stab into the back of your legs. You're going to take 3 points of slashing from the first hit and 10 points of slashing from the second as he cuts into an artry. And make sure to take
For
that
the
out
record,
first.
it should be an AC of 21, and I should take 3 less damage from each individual hit.
Noted.
Wouldn't have even broken through the temp. We literally are indestructible once you have your fucking armor.
Alright,
Yeah.
so
If only the person with heavy armor master was wearing the heavy armor in the party.
attacks
If
on
We're
only.
working on it.
Attacks onto Zannah. There'll be 2 misses as the arrows just go wide. And onto Elias, the first arrow goes wide, and the second one finds a narrow crevice in the armor and pierces in. And you're going to take 6 points of piercing damage, Elias.
Bump, 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 bump. Alright, sounds good.
And that will bring us to Zella.
Alright.
Semi.
If I were to shoot at this bugbear, do they use dark vision to see?
They would.
Ooh. Oh.
Stay in my aura.
I don't know where yours is.
I'm the big green aura.
Blue. Yeah. The
Yeah.
teal or blue aura is the aura of dim, low light. And then the other one is the bright light from the sword. Well, bright and dim.
I only see a yellow circle, but
Oh,
that's
let me
fine.
make
Only
sure
see
that I-
one.
That's
I'll
probably
go
my
back here.
Only one is seen.
There, now you can see the other one.
Ah!
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Delightful. Alright. I'm going to shoot at this back bugbear then.
Alright, go ahead and give me your attacks advantage.
I still don't finish that one, and there it goes.
Alright, well both of those will definitely hit. Go ahead and roll me damage. Alright. Cool 13 points of damage. As 2 quick bolts land in the shoulder and arm of this creature, and already blood begins to pour, and his eyes flit around trying to see where you are, but to no avail. That will bring us back to the bugbear's turn. The one in front of Ari is just going to go ahead and swing onto him. The one cursed by Valcrie. Let's see, can you make it there? 1, 2. No, he can't, so he's going to stop next to Zannah. And then the other, actually, these guys are a little bit bigger. We're going to adjust them just a hair.
A hair? He got supersized.
They stand about 7 to 9 feet tall apiece. And
So, perfect place to hit his balls. Got it.
this one is going to try and search around and does indeed find Zella and will begin to move in her direction. 1, 2. Actually, he's just going to dash up right next to Zella. Alright.
Maybe roll your temp.
2 attacks onto Zannah and 2 attacks onto... Oh no, this is only just 1 attack. 1 attack onto Zannah, 1 attack onto Ari. So we'll do Ari first. And that will hit. And Zannah will miss. These bugbears are not Ari's friend. He would have stood up as well. So he kind of stands up.
Would he hit my current AC or my real AC? Important for my emotional health.
Both. So
Okay, good job for him then.
these bugbears are your like mortal enemy, as he just shoves the shield off of his shoulder and just swings down hard with the Morningstar for 11 points of piercing damage. And that will bring us over to Zannah.
Okay, well, Ty screwed up my computer, so I'm trying to fix that. I wanted to get my dang flamey sword and then hit the bitch in front of me.
Alright, you can indeed do that, as your manifest a blade of fire out in front of you. And would you like me to roll that for you, or are you getting it loaded up?
I am not even connected to the internet, so.
Oh wow, he really messed it up on you. All right, then I'll go ahead and roll
Yes, he
those
did.
attacks. Okay. And you should have everything back, I think, except for one Thunderwave. Oh, you count up. That's why you have that marked that way. I see. Okay, Flame Blade is a +5 to attack, and you're at flat. Cool. That will definitely hit. For 10 points of fire damage, as you just course across, just singeing the chest of this creature. And he's already looking a little bit rough.
Good.
He deserves it.
And that will bring us back to this next group of goblins, who also begins to rush in as they just begin to swarm.
Can you roll her temp?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
D6 + 4. Ooh, look at that. 10. Okay, cool. That is all set up right. Wonderful. All right. And two of them are going to launch off attacks at... Actually, I think we'll launch 2 attacks against Zannah and 2 attacks against Elias once more. So the ones against Zannah... Wow, nobody wants to hit Zannah, apparently. But yeah, as the arrows just fly towards Zannah, it's like lobbing over, and they're not accurate at all, and she just sidesteps past them. These are very weak, like, limped together wooden arrows, and they're not very scary. And the ones on Elias, they hit, but just scatter across his shield, doing no actual damage. And that will bring us to Holith, who is going to see that Zella's kind of alone, and he'll kind of move down and step up beside her and make his attack. And that's gonna miss, I believe.
Oh, buddy.
As he swings out with this javelin, but the bugbear just kind of dodges out of the way a little bit quicker than he was expecting. But he'll make his second attack. And this time, the bugbear just grabs the javelin and tears it from his hands and tosses it to the ground, and so he reaches down for the dagger instead. Elias. Goodness.
Alright. The size of these squares is accurate, right?
Yes, it should be.
Alright. I'm trying to get as many as I can in a Word of Radiance blast.
Yeah, you can get right about there. We'll probably put you right in the middle of them.
Yep. And then I would like them all to make a con save, please.
Looks like you will take 1 attack of opportunity as you do so, and then... Oh, it actually hits! As you rush by, one of them kind of cuts out at your ankle, and you're going to take 8 points of slashing damage.
Ouch.
And then all within 5 feet, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we'll say you can get 5 in there.
Okay.
And what's the DC for that?
I'm looking, and I lost my spell save. 1 second.
It's probably around
14.
14? Okay, so 3 of them make
Yes,
it,
sir.
2 of them fail.
Everybody who fails takes 6 radiant.
Alright. As you blast the nearest 2, you watch as bones break from this just radiant force that courses around them, and blood starts to pour from their nose, and they already start to look scared and frightened as they're just holding on to bows at the moment, unsure of what to do. Anything else, Elias?
That was my action, and then my bonus action is going to be another whack with Shillelagh on the same guy that Ari's got.
Go for it. And unfortunately that will not hit, as once again it just swings, but the bugbear just dodges underneath, just deftly handling off this weapon and this paladin as he is at the front of his goblin horde. And Elias, now you and Ari can both hear as there are distant heavy footfalls that do seem to be getting closer. Just this doof, doof, doof. And you can make out it does seem that there are 2 different sets of footfalls. And Ari, that'll bring us to you.
Well, in a feeble attempt to
Honey.
maybe hit this bugbear one time before I fucking fall over and die, I am going to use my inspiration to get advantage to whack the shit out of this thing. Inshallah, 22 hits.
That will indeed hit.
I don't care that I didn't crit, I'm smiting this fucker.
Go for it.
Do
Roll me
it.
some damage.
Alright, 8 slashing and 5 radiant.
Alright. As you just arc down with this blade, just cleaving off one of his arms as it drops down on the ground beside him, there's just this roar of pain as you instantly cauterize the wound, but he still swings out wildly, now just in a blind rage, barely clinging on to life. Anything else, Ari?
Can I use my bonus action to scare the little fuckers, the goblins?
How are you attempting to scare them? Just because of what you just did, or are you doing anything else?
Yeah, so like after I chop his arm off, I just want to like stare at the one who crit me. Like you know how you like stare down the bench after you hit a 3, like that.
Alright. Go ahead and make me an intimidation roll.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I just knew I had to burn the inspiration to get the juices flowing.
As they see this, a good half dozen of them just all and begin to turn around and try and scramble in different directions.
That's more like it.
Valcrie, it is your turn.
Well, actually, doesn't Ari need to roll his temp HP because he's still in the
do.
sphere?
Yes,
I do
please
need to
do.
that.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep my friends alive, even if I'm out of it.
Hell yeah.
+4, so 9.
9.
Okay.
A lot of temp HP.
I think. Let me see. I really, really, really want to make use of my mind sliver, but at the same time, I'm trying to hold my actual spells. Because being, gosh darn, responsible. What's this? Oh, what do I want to do? What do I want to do?
Responsibility, that's our policy.
Methinks I'm gonna buy one more turn, and I'm actually going to. How do I want to? I think I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna cast Armor of Agathis on myself.
Okay.
We're
That
just gonna
will.
do that.
Just keep in mind you can only have one set of temporary HP, so that if you want to use the effects of that spell, you will have to ignore the benefit of Elias's temp HP.
Currently, I'm outside of it anyway, so I'm fine.
Okay, just making sure you're aware. So yes, you will replace then your 7 with it's a first level,
5.
or are you up to second level?
Second
spells?
Oh, sorry. So how do I do that?
So that's 10. So you have
Oh.
10 temporary hit. You have 10 temporary hit points, and then whenever you're hit, a creature will take 10 points of cold damage.
So what I'm hearing is, I literally don't lose any from not having Joe's stuff right now.
Not
Because
right
it'd
now.
be
Yeah.
max 10. Nice. Cool. Yeah, no, I'd rather them get 10 cold damage
All right, and you're staying where
right
you're at.
now. Let's see. I'm gonna double check because I think I'm gonna also do one of my bonus because I can do the bonus streaking starlight on the motherfucker that's right here. So that might be the play.
How many charges do you have left?
I haven't used any for today, so I have 2.
Shouldn't you have? Oh yeah, because you only recharge 2. That's correct.
Correct, because you were doing the long rest.
Yeah.
So yeah, since that's a bonus, I'm gonna actually do that on the bitch. No, it shouldn't be full. I have to roll a d3, FYI.
Yes, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so that's why it's sad. I get 2. Anyway, pew!
That'll hit. Go and roll me damage. It's from the
Pew!
staff. You just manifest this small mote of energy that launches out towards the creature. And this is the one in front of Zannah?
Correct.
Alright, and that will hit as it sears in, and you can see him. He's not looking good. He's
That was the
very
point.
damaged, seared from multiple sources.
I just want to scare the shit out of him.
And in the meantime, the goblins nearby Ari just begin to rush away in different directions. Ari, if you want to use an attack of opportunity, you can.
Yes. Whack.
Alright.
That would all
As
suck.
you just cut down the one nearest as he rushes away from you, just cutting off his head cleanly as he drops down to the ground, which only makes the others flee even faster. And Elias, if you also want to take an attack of opportunity, you may.
Of course. But can his Morningstar attack of opportunity?
No.
No, the spirit weapon cannot.
And that will hit as well. And with a thud, you just crumple in the skull of another of these creatures who is nearby you.
See, I told you didn't need the shot pot if you hit hard enough.
The others just scatter to the walls and passages in fear. And that will bring us to Zella. Zella, you and Haleth are right next to one of these bugbears who still looks pretty hardy.
Okay. We'll try to shoot the one right in front of us then. Which I'm assuming since he's right there, he can see me.
Yes. But those will still both hit. Go and roll me some damage. Yeah, and just kind of twisting them up as this figure looms overhead. You fire both up under the chin, and they just sink up into the head, and he just rolls and tumbles over to the ground, unmoving.
Noise.
Do you still have 10 HP left? Okay.
Anything else for you?
No, I like where I'm at. I will stay here.
Alrighty. Then with that, the bugbears next to Zannah and Ari will go ahead and make their attacks with their morning stars. One onto Ari definitely hits again. And of course, the one onto Zannah doesn't. I swear I'm not making this up. Gosh. Bugbears just hate Ari. But
They do.
in his wild rage, he swings out and catches you all along your shield arm, just kind of raking with the spikes from the Morning Star, and you're going to take another 12 points of piercing damage. Oof.
Out of your temp first, for sure.
That would be 0 if I had heavy armor. Haha.
Wait, it wouldn't be 0, would it? Do you have 8?
9
Well,
and
it
nine
was
and 3.
9 on my 9 temp HP and then
Gotcha.
0 real HP.
Gotcha. I didn't know you had 9 tip HP.
I did.
Alrighty. Well, you don't anymore.
And this is where I would put my temp HP. If I had one.
But yes, the one next to Zannah just continues to try and swing with, but he is like so bruised, beaten, and burned that every move looks like it pains him, and he is just feebly swinging at this point. And Zannah, it is your turn.
Okay, the dog has calmed down. He's barely. Try this.
That unfortunately does not hit as you swing out, and with just the last bit of energy, he just like drops down to one knee to dodge the blade and just is breathing heavily, but you swing just over the top of his head.
Wow. Okay.
I guess that's it.
Alright. That will bring us to our next group of goblins. These ones rushing in past the ones who are frightened to the battle charge of their bugbear leader will begin to swarm around Elias. All of them getting in close and pulling out blades to try and harry him.
I think I use a shield charge. Any attacks made against me have disadvantage for the round.
Alrighty, good to know.
So everybody's swinging at me with disadvantage.
Yeah, and as you just pull these ancestral spirits out of the shield, they ward off like the goblins and kind of pull them back a little bit so that they kind of try and swing out, but none of them can make it past the heavy plate armor and shield, or plate-like. And that will bring us over to Haleth, who, seeing the bugbear is defeated, will kind of step up onto the other side of this bugbear and try and finish him off. And I don't think that hits either. Well, let me check here.
Your buddy.
12. He would probably be proficient. What's his proficiency modifier? It's a 3. Oh, that's 15. That just misses. All right, second attack is another natural 1. Are you kidding me? So with this just dagger, he is swinging out and just kind of tries to drive it in, but the bugbear kind of spins it and knocks the dagger out of his hand as well, and he just like puts his hands up as he is disarmed completely, and he's not showing well. Maybe there's a reason that his friends left him in the hole. Elias.
Let's have everybody make another DC 14 con save.
All right.
Not that it's gonna matter.
3 of them will fail and take 1 point of damage.
Were any of those hurt guys anyways?
No. This is a new
Okay.
group. The hurt ones all got feared from watching their captain get disarmed.
Then I'm gonna have this Morning Star step up with me and whack. Did this guy fail?
I just did the top 3.
Okay. Then the Morning Star will whack somebody who failed.
Yeah, I can get up there. Go ahead and give me that roll. Yeah, it swings down, but it is like just at the end of its movement, and it kind of loses all of its energy, and so the swing comes down slowly, and the goblin is able to kind of step out of the way and and that'll bring us
You
to
know what?
Ari.
I am gonna do something crazy.
Alright, what are you doing?
I am gonna see if I can burn a bunch of reactions. I'm going to step away from them all because it's still at disadvantage.
Okay.
So I am going to step back here and see if they will all swing at disadvantage and potentially miss me. And waste a bunch of reactions.
They do all swing out wildly as you try to escape, trying to catch you, and unfortunately one actually does clip in, even despite all the shield and armor, and you're going to take 8 points of slashing damage as one of them just catches across your ankle as you try to leave.
That was just the temp HP I had. I was about to refresh, so I was just trying to burn their reactions for you guys. Alright, that's my turn.
Alright. And then these goblins will begin to rush in. 1, 2, 3. So they'll start filing in against the other wall. And they have their short bows. A few of them have short bows out. Firing at the closest entity, Ari is going to get 2 short bow attacks. And both of those are going to hit.
Of course they are.
Oh, buddy.
For 5 and 3 piercing damage, a total of 8. I'm just going to make you take the tough feat. You're going to become an HP tank whether you like it or not.
I already took a tank feat! I took 2 tank feats! And yet here we are!
You're tanking quite well.
You are doing pretty well, things considered.
You're
The rest
alive.
of us are alive. As long as nobody else dies,
I'm about to
the
rip
tank
the heavy armor off of your body and wear it.
I don't think that would fit you very well. I'm an elf.
Okay, I would accept the impaired movement speed. Do not care.
Yes. think we did. All right, that'll bring us back to Valcrie.
Yay. I think the guy in front of me feels like he's doing really shitty, and I want to make fun of him for that. So now I'm going to Eldritch Blast him. Cute.
Okay.
But it didn't work.
Yeah.
So
So
it didn't do anything.
he's seeing this go well. As you try to launch another spell, he just drops even further. This time, like on his belly, as he's trying to avoid all of these attacks coming in and doing a pretty admirable job. Anything
But
else?
so for Zannah's turn, he can be counting as prone, right?
That is correct.
So Zannah will get advantage with melee, right?
That is correct.
Good to know. I did my part. Move on.
Alright, those goblins fill in. These ones, let's see if any of them can... Okay, a couple of them are slowly starting to recover. These other ones are moving... That is not... They're moving to the corner as they just kind of try to hide in the corner for now. This one is going to rush up towards Elias and try to make something happen. These two are rushing back out.
He's still at disadvantage until we get to initiative step 13.
That is correct.
On me.
Wouldn't have hit anyway, as he just swings out and you just like have this large tower shield in front of you. And that'll bring us back to Zella.
Can I target the bugbear that's been pestering Ari?
Yes, you may. And does your effect, does it work in dim light and darkness, or just in darkness?
If they couldn't see.
Yeah, if they would rely on darkness to see me, I will find it and paste it.
Okay, so you'd have to be outside of Elias's aura for this to work.
Am I not?
Still got the temp.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I can
so
scoop that.
just keep that in mind as you move forward. So if you want to roll an advantage, you just can't be in one of the light auras.
Okay.
But yes, both of those will hit. Go ahead and roll me damage. Alright, and with that, the two final arrows just sink into the neck of this creature, and he also falls over, unmoving. And with that... You see as the goblins are kind of stuttered and kind of stop in their movement, but then look over and see that one bugbear is still up and just, get him! And continue to charge. Anything else, Zella?
No, I'll stay here.
Alrighty. And one bugbear is still up and will make its attack on Zella. And that will finally hit as he just from the ground kind of spins up, and as he's standing up just slams down with the Morning Star. And you're going to take 13 points of piercing damage.
Do you mean Zannah, not Zella?
Did I say Zella? I meant Zannah, yes.
Yes, you did.
Bobby. Yes. Zannah, you will take 13 points of piercing damage. I swear I
She
will
had
get
10
it
temp.
eventually. Yes, that is correct.
Yep. But she wasn't at the computer when that happened. So now that she's back.
Yep, he put the temp in there. We good.
Got it.
Thank you, though.
Live! Damn it!
Alrighty. And that will bring us to Zannah. It is your turn as the bugbear has now stood up. But he is not looking good.
Hurt him. Hurt
Dang
him.
it!
Once again,
No,
you just
just
try and cut
no.
over, but this bugbear is just now kind of dancing around trying to avoid, dip, duck, and dodge his way through these attacks, and so far it's working. Alright. The goblins now will continue to move forward. This time kind of splitting, two of them going towards Ari and the rest following after Elias. So that'll be 2 attacks onto Ari.
Which one crits?
Yes.
You had to say it. You had to say it.
I know. I have clairvoyance.
Luckily, it rolled low, but you will take
Yes.
6 points of slashing damage as another one crits you. And then the ones around Elias actually do get to surrounding you. They're now starting to cut in. They're now starting to cut in underneath your armor. And Elias, you're going to take what is that? 3 points of slashing damage and 7 points of slashing damage.
That cut into my real people health. Bastard.
And Haleth is going to disengage and go pick up the javelin, ready to attack again. It's
doing
not
his
been
best.
doing well. And Elias, that will bring us back to you.
No one relates more than Ari does.
How many of these guys are hurt? A couple of them have taken damage.
Yeah, a couple of them have taken a point.
Let's have them all make another DC 14 con.
Alrighty.
The failures take 3 damage.
There it is. 2 fails, 2 successes. So we'll say those 2.
Any of the already hurt ones perish from that?
None of them perish, but you do see as they continue to take like crunches and burns from the radiant force. But all of them are still there.
Is there any one that you can point out to me that has taken just 1 damage? So just the crappier bolt from last turn of mine.
In this chaos, there are so many of these goblins that are running around, it's really hard to tell.
Okay, that's just the one I want to make the spirit weapon attack if possible.
The ones on your right look healthier than the ones on your left.
Perfect. Then one of the ones on the right is going to take a spirit weapon attack.
Go for it.
We out here whacking.
Trying to whack.
We're
This
also
spiritual
just
weapon-
rolling straight fucking 2s.
Yeah, just slams down into the stone, but this goblin is quick and just dodges out of the way at the last second, and the flail just hits air and stone, fortunately missing. And with that, the footfalls continue to get louder as the goblins clear out of the way, and you all see as this large creature soaring in at about 12 feet tall just lumbers in past all of the goblins. Two-headed
Ew.
creature with gray skin and large rusted blades in each hand as it ponders forward, just stepping forward. And you see as the last bugbear just points and gargles something in some odd language as it points at you all. And there seems to be a nod of affirmation from the large entity. But that will bring us to Ari.
Okay. I am going to put 16 points of lay on hands in myself. And so that'll bring me up to 19 HP, because we're thriving.
Wait, how's your health low? I see your health like full.
Because then the
It's definitely
green
not full.
stuff, maybe.
It is not. It is very
It's-
anti-full.
Yeah, it's probably how it
It
looks.
is
Just
with
like
all
the-
auras.
full. It is full of being empty. It is my
Fuck me, I
cup.
thought you were doing good.
My cup underfloweth. Can you not count?
He's been
No,
hit by a lot of
he
attacks.
is like full on my screen.
I think it's the
Yeah, I think it's
the,
the
like,
aura
coloring
color.
from
green
the
aura
auras.
makes it really hard to see.
Here, let me
Anyway,
show you the color.
Yeah, so now I go from 3 HP to 19 HP, so that's neat. And then I am going to...
Oh yeah, now you look fucked.
Yeah!
And that's after the heal.
And now I am going to, disengage, and, 10, 20, 30, and be there now.
Lay on hands is an action, right?
Oh shit, you're right. I'm not gonna disengage. I'm just gonna fucking send it, but avoid being in range of the bugbear.
All right. And
I'll take 2 from those.
one of them will swing out with a miss, but one of them does connect, and you're going to take another 8 points of slashing.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Goblinoids do not like you. That was max damage.
Damn!
I am literally not moving another inch until I have heavy armor. Like, absolutely fuck this shit. Like, I am going to sit in this room until you bring me heavy armor to Elias. Like, I'm not doing it. I built this character around heavy armor, and I'm not fucking dying this way.
Alright, and these goblins in the green will continue to push forward towards the nearest target, this time targeting Haleth. And these ones will get up close, while these ones shoot from afar. He's going to take a round of attacks. What is his AC? Oh yeah, those are going to hit. Alright, so 8... No, those don't. Okay, so just 8 and 7 onto Haleth. Why did that not work? Math is hard. There we go. Okay, that will be those goblins' turns, and that will be return us to Valcrie.
There's way too much people in this room. So, I'm going to Eldritch Blast. The one in front of me, because I still don't like him. And he should die now. No, he won't! I fucking tried!
Once again, dodging out of the way, you just can't seem to finish off this last bugbear.
I don't even care. I'll stand right here. It's fine.
Alright. And these goblins, these ones are going to see that the fight is going well in hand and will rush up towards using their dash to provide support for their assistant and begin to surround Elias and Zannah. In yellow, who are, let's see, are they still afraid? Yeah, they're still afraid. Only one of them is nearby. One of them will swing out weakly with a scimitar and just glances off of Elias's armor, but this horde of goblins is getting thicker and thicker, and these heavy entities continue to move closer to you all. And that will bring us to Zella.
Okay, I think I will move out of this light and try and hit this last bugbear.
Go for it.
Someone has to.
You would think.
Thank goodness they
Those
are.
ones will hit. Go ahead and roll me damage.
Please kill him.
Yes,
I've
and
tried.
with that, she finishes off all 3 of the bugbears as this one also gets 2 arrows into the back of the head and drops down in front of Zannah. And with that, pink, orange, and green. The lower half of the goblins all suddenly start to eyes go wide in fright and fear, looking around for how their leader had died. And you see the fear start to set in within them. Anything else, Zella?
No, that's all for me.
Alright. Then with that, let's see.
Stop working.
Okay. Zannah, that will bring us to your turn.
Okay. I guess we're gonna stop using the sword and try to go back to our thunder wave to where we hit the orange, pink, and 3 oranges down below, or to the right of me and down.
All right. Right of you and down. Okay. Go ahead and roll that, and I will roll their saves. Okay. This could be interesting. As Zannah, you just hold up your hands, and this just force of thunder just emanates out, and you watch as it just breaks and shatters bones, splatters bodies, and sprays blood everywhere as Mushroom and Goblin just go flying in all directions as all of them obliterate.
Good. Yo. There we go.
That's a 15-foot cube. Yeah, there. All of these ones are gone. You know what? I'll give you that one too. Just blasting all around you, just this wave of thunder energy just ricochets out, and you see as the other ones kind of hold their ears. And now the ones that are still on the bottom are terrified, and they begin to run in the opposite direction. And I think that is all of those guys, so they're going to go ahead and go away. And that will bring us to Haleth, who is going to
roll your temp.
Swing. Hey, he got a natural 20, and I need to roll his temp too.
Nice.
So he would have gotten 10 HP back, actually. And then he's got another 9. And with that, with one javelin attack, he pierces into one goblin. The second javelin, he pierces into the other, and the two next to him fall down unconscious. So you'll take care of those two goblins. And Elias, it is now your turn.
Let's have the Morning Star hit a brain right there.
Alright, and as you notice a small creature creeping along the shadows, you move over the flail to attack, and that one will certainly hit. For 12 points of force damage. Yeah, as you smash down into this leg, it already... You see as it just kind of seems to shift over, and you swear that in your head you hear a hiss. But it looks very rough already.
Let's have it make a DC 14 dex save.
Okay. It fails. Go ahead and roll me damage.
For another 1!
Is it really only 1? Does it not add your wisdom or anything?
Nah, it's a cantrip.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, cantrips suck for
you
clerics for no
You
reason.
kind of heat up the stone underneath it, but it does not look like it had much effect, and it continues to kind of crawl along the shadows.
Oh.
And let's try and blow some reactions, so... Let's see who we can get to react. It's not letting me pick a spot. I'm sorry. There we go.
They will all react, and all just clatter off of the shield and armor. None of them hitting, of course. They only like to hit Ari. It's fine.
Sounds good.
And yeah, these large two-headed creatures are going to continue to rumble in, though, as he begins to step forward. Just these goof, goof, doosh, as he just takes these huge, or they just take these huge steps forward towards Zannah, and just lift up these large battle axe and Morning Star and just swing down one in each hand towards Zannah. The first one, Zannah is able to jump out of the way, but it jumps right into the Morning Star that's coming down and slams into Zannah's side, kind of knocking the breath out of her.
Wait a second, she never rolled her temp.
Yeah, because I had a 10 and didn't take damage.
Ah, okay. You're about to.
Yeah.
So you will take 16 points of piercing damage from the Morning Star as this knocks into your side.
Okay. I don't like that.
And with that, it's going to... You see another one that lumbers into the room. And that's going to bring us to Ari's turn. Ari, are we doing anything?
Alright, sorry, I was muted. I will yeet a javelin at the big thing.
Which one? Top or middle?
Middle, why not?
Go for it.
Nice. Yeet.
Whew. 8
Not bad.
points of piercing damage. Not
Alright,
bad
I
at
am now
all.
a ranged carry.
As this javelin just sticks into the side of the thick hide, he just looks at it and just kind of brings down the Morningstar and just smashes the javelin, breaking off the tip. And the shaft kind of falls down to the ground. Anything else, Ari?
No.
Roll your temp.
Those ones would have been the green ones. So these goblins just begin to race into the tunnels in terror, fleeing as fast as they can after seeing their leaders get cut down. And Valcrie.
So, is this thing on the map, is that something I have to walk around, or is it something I can walk through? What is this supposed to be?
That is a pillar. So that is a pillar that stretches from the bottom, from the floor to the ceiling. So yes, you would have to walk around it.
Alright, this is the pillar and that thing?
That is a statue. So you could kind of try and climb over it, but it would be difficult. And before we get too far into your turn, Ari, you do hear the sounds of footfalls coming from up the tunnel.
Wait, like which tunnel?
The tunnel right behind you.
Oh, son of a bitch. Ugh. Anyway. I didn't hear that.
Actually, no,
Okay.
you're right next to it. Valcrie and Elias would have also heard it.
Oh, cool.
You were underneath Elias. I didn't see you.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out. Currently, I cannot see the brain. That's clearly right there. I'd have to, like, oh no.
If you can
Then
see it, you can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can see it, you can see it.
Well, you just said there's a fucking pillar.
There
I
is
don't
a
think
pillar.
I see a.
There is a pillar, but it's not like a solid square. It kind of like has jagged edges. So if you can see the creature, then you can see the creature.
Okay.
It's just kind of seen around, kind of some movement around the other side of the pillar.
Okay. That's fine. Let me see. That's that, and this is not. Cool. Okay. So, yeah. I guess I'm going to try to mind spike the brain.
Okay.
You can roll
DC
garbage, that would be
13.
great.
It's
Think low.
Intelligence, is that right?
Yep.
It's wisdom.
Wisdom.
Unfortunately, it's a fucking brain, so you know, whatever.
Yep. Wisdom saving throw. 3d8 psychic.
Think low.
Go ahead
I'm
and roll me
thinking
the-
deal or no deal.
Go ahead and roll me 3d8.
Okay, you like cut out there.
Go ahead and roll me your damage.
Too. See, I don't like that 'cause it tells me that you're not giving me full damage, which means they pass. Because you're being cryptic, you mother trucker. Okay.
Not bad, not bad.
Not great,
Not great,
but
but not bad.
it's really not
Yeah,
great.
as you launch
I
out
don't
this
know.
spell around the corner, and I think this should be your last spell. Is that correct?
That's what it would be.
Okay. So yeah, you kind of push out the last bit of your magical energy, and you watch again. You feel like you hear inside your mind a hiss as this creature just shifts and turns. It doesn't have eyes, but you swear that it is looking at you, but it doesn't seem to be too affected.
Well, lucky for me, I get to move now. So because this corner by the statue is a clusterfuck, if I were to go through the statue, what are you going to require of me?
Acrobatics check.
So do I need to do that before I try to move
Yes.
to see if I can get through it?
Yep.
Okay. Guessing not.
Okay. So
like,
you begin to
everything's
climb
a
through,
10.
but your kind of leg gets kind of wedged in, and so you like make it to the statue, but you don't quite make it through. And you kind of spend your time trying to climb, and it's not quite as efficient as you were hoping it to be. But you don't get stuck.
I
or
was
fall.
literally just trying to hide from the brain and get to the other side. That's literally all I needed to do.
Hey, well then it worked out perfectly.
Not really. The brain can see me. It saw where I went. And now I'm stuck between a pillar and a fucking statue.
That is true.
Literally
Alright.
fodder for the big scaries. Whatever.
And the little
Times.
scaries, it appears.
And the little scaries. No
Roll your
medium
10
scaries.
HP.
These goblins.
I'm currently having my armor, so I'm max anyway, so
Okay.
I appreciate it. I remember.
2 onto Zannah, 2 onto Elias. Scimitars. Okay. The ones on Elias just kind of clatter against the shield to no effect, but one does land on Zannah. As Zannah, you kind of looking at this large thing, you don't notice when one of the goblins comes up and stabs you through the thigh and does 10 points of slashing damage. It just cuts into you, and you look down, and there's just this gaping wound in your thigh now.
Jesus.
Luckily, it is partially absorbed with the temp HP, hopefully. If you have any
No,
left.
it's
No?
not. I don't
Oh.
have it right
Yeah, then that was a pretty big wound. As Zannah is not looking good after that.
Zannah always looks good. She might look hurt.
Yeah, looking hurt. Fair.
Okay.
now. Can you take that damage for
Yes.
off of my person?
Yep.
Sorry, I'm trying to fold laundry real fast.
You're all good. I got you. And then that will bring us to these ones. They are currently cowering in the corner, and this one is going to... Oh, not your token. There we go. This one is going to run off into the halls. Also in fear. Alrighty. And that will then lead us to Zella's turn.
Do the big giant machine things use dark vision to see in here?
These are not machines, but they do appear to use dark vision.
They're
yes.
Ettins, dear. Like two-headed
Obviously.
giants.
Obviously. What a casual doesn't know what an Etten is.
Sorry. Just judging by the picture. Okay.
Alright, go ahead and
that-
give me your attack rolls. Yeah, they're at
That was-
advantage.
Yes, okay. I will try and hit the one in front of Zannah.
Alright, and both of those will hit. Go and roll me damage. Yeah, as you just launch in 2 bolts, they stick into the side, and this one he kind of turns around and rubs the side. Hey, who did that? But doesn't look like it's getting a whole lot of progress, but definitely some. Alrighty. And then with that, we're going to have him. Yeah. This one is going to here. This one's going down. And that. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, just gotta roll a couple things here real fast. Yep. Okay. Zannah and Elias, you both watch as the larger creatures to the north kind of has this hazy look go over his eyes as he starts to slowly sway back and forth, and a little bit of drool comes out of its mouth.
Oh.
And Zannah, that will be your turn.
Did that action by chance cause it to leave the threat range of my... No, actually my Morning Star doesn't actually do that. Never mind.
But no, it did not.
Okay, making sure I read this right. If I cast something that I can keep using round after round that just requires concentration, I can go into my wild shape, correct?
Yeah. Your wild shape doesn't end concentration.
Cool.
But I do need you to roll me a concentration check after that last hit, because I forgot to do that.
A concentration?
So that's a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is still up.
Cool. Oh wait, what was still up?
Isn't your
Flame
Flame
Blade.
Blade concentration?
No, I dropped that because I cast the thunder.
It
Wave.
doesn't. Thunder Wave doesn't end it. So you still
Thought
have
it
the
said-
flame.
I thought it said after you cast something you have to recast.
You can use your action to make a melee.
Yeah, if you let go of the blade, it disappears, but you can evoke the blade again as a bonus action.
Yeah. So I mean, it's disappeared, but you can always bring it back.
Oh, I figured since you cast it as a bonus action that it costs another spell slot.
Nope.
But okay.
No, it's once you
Um,
cast it, as long as you hold concentration, you still have access to that spell, and you just make the blade reappear if you want.
Well, we're gonna do something a little different.
Which, along the lines of what we talked about with the dragon breath, if you wanted to shape and then eventually manifest the blade in like your wolf's mouth or something, you could theoretically do that.
That'd be
Okay.
fucking dope, bro.
Well, that was kind of something along the lines of what I was going for, but I guess we'll do that.
That way you don't have
Um,
to cast another spell if that's what you want to do. But again, up to you.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're gonna hit the two-headed creep in front of me with the sword,
Okay.
since I didn't
Well-
get rid of that.
Are you planning on shape changing? Because both of those, or wild shaping? Because both of those would take a bonus action.
I thought it says you can use your action to make a melee spell attack with the fiery blade.
Correct,
I
but
thought that was...
it says if you drop the blade, then you have to use a bonus action to re-summon it, right?
okay,
I think.
yep. Guess we're gonna do that.
Yeah, if you let go of the blade, it disappears, but you can evoke it again as a bonus action. So you could do that next turn. But if you're planning on wild shaping, which I expected you would be your I think is what you're trying to do, then you couldn't do both this turn.
Okay, then we're gonna do it the way that I was originally gonna do it, which is Moonbeam.
Okay, gotcha. So
Oh,
Moonbeam,
that's
Constitution
pitiful.
save. Yes, and that you can operate. That is a failure though, so that's at least he takes full damage. And then let's see, we'll give you a nice little purple aura.
And then roll your temp if you need it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna be a wolf, so I'll be okay for now.
I mean, you still can have the temp as a wolf. You're
Okay.
storing the wolf's hit points in the temp HP section, but that it's not temp HP, it's real HP.
All right, and you're shifting into a wolf again.
Yep. Or actually, yep.
Okay. So you form into the dire wolf once again, and are healed slightly or protected slightly by Elias's spell once more. I'll give you 26 temp HP, which I got on there. Perfect. Alright. And then Haleth is a little intimidated, but seeing the wolf is going to give him a little bit more moxie. And he's going to try and come up and stab this large creature with his javelin. And he'll hit. He'll hit twice. Not for a whole bunch of damage, but a little bit. So that would be 6 and 5 points of damage for a total of 11. As he kind of sticks the creature in the leg, and the creature turns back, kind of looking, one head looking at Haleth and one head looking at the new wolf creature. And that'll bring us to Elias.
Alright, the brain disappeared into this guy?
You look and you no longer see the brain creature. No, you still see the brain creature, I think. Roll me a perception check, actually. We'll do it this way. That's probably the fairest one. And then... there it is. Yeah, it looks like the brain creature is nowhere on the stone, and the large two-headed entity is still in that semi-stunned appearance.
But there's nothing for the spiritual weapon to hit?
I mean, there's the tall two-headed creature.
Then yeah, let's have the spiritual weapon take a swing at that, and let's... do I cast... I'm gonna cast my Shield of Faith and bump my AC up by 2 with my action. And I think I'm probably end up getting hit, because we have no tanks left other than me, it appears. We are now backed into a corner, there's more things coming.
Well,
it's gonna be a fight.
I was gonna say roll an advantage, but you don't need to, because that'll definitely hit. For 11 points of force, alright. You swing hard into this creature, just kind of knocking up one side of the head. You see as one of the eyes starts to get red and bleed. And then it will be, it still stays in that stunned chance, but the other one will swing down once onto Haleth and once onto the wolf. And the one on Haleth actually misses. And the one on the wolf will hit, I believe. Yeah, that definitely hits. And so... that is... okay. This time swinging down with a battle axe. Zannah, you're going to take 18 points of slashing damage as this battle axe comes down hard into the wolf's shoulder. But that is the end of its turn. And will bring us to Ari.
I would like to yeet another javelin.
Alright, same target?
Yep.
Alright, go for it.
I'm assuming that hits, right?
Yes, the 23 definitely hits. As you
Okay.
lodge in another javelin, and you can now see
max damage.
you're ticking down its health. It looks very like a hardy creature, but it is taking cuts and slashes here and there, and it's now starting to show some weakness.
Hey, no fair. That hurt. Ah.
Yeah, I don't have any bonus actions I feel like using right now.
Alrighty. Then that brings us to Valcrie. Hidden behind the statue, what are you doing?
Well. I guess I didn't see where the brain went, which is suspicious. But if I'm technically able to attack from where I am, I guess I'll try to attack.
Alright. Who are you attacking? The goblins or the large two-headed giant?
I'm thinking Eldritch Blast. Pew.
Go for it.
On big two-headed douche.
Two-headed douche.
Oosh.
Pew.
That'll hit. Only damage.
Pew. 3.
A small little blast of red, forceful energy just slams into the side and leaves a small scorch mark, but not too much. Anything else?
Nope. He's fine.
Yes, he should, actually. Thank you for the reminder.
Takes 10 for hitting you, yeah.
That will be a success, but I think he still takes half damage, so roll me that moonbeam damage again, Zannah.
Give me just 1 second.
Oh, very nice. So he'll take another 6 points of damage as that moonbeam continues to sear into him. And starting to carve away the flesh. It's just... But these goblins still fighting in 2 against Zannah and 2 against Elias once more. And Elias, these goblins are fairly feisty, even though they look quite weakened. But with your amplified protection, you do still hold them off. The magical energy covering up the seams in your armor that they seem to be definitely going after right now. Zannah, one of them does connect with your wolf form, and you're going to take another 5 points of slashing from one of the scimitars.
Out of the temp.
Meanwhile, the other 2 goblins cower in the corner. And that'll bring us back to Zella.
I will try and hit this big thing in front of Zannah again.
Alright, go for it. Those will both connect. Go roll me some damage. Very nice. Another 15 points. And now you as these launch in, they kind of sink into the neck of one of the heads of this creature, and one of the heads just goes limp and rolls down to the ground, and the other one just gives out this roar that echoes through the halls as he looks over, searching for what just did that.
That means I should move slightly. Noted.
You're invisible to him.
Oh, I am outside the light. Good point.
Yeah.
Either way, slightly.
Alright, and the other large creature's eyes kind of snap open and look around, and he is going to begin to take steps and just doosh, doosh, and he is going to attempt to pass, just kind of hop over Elias. Elias, go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Just flat athletics here?
Yep.
Okay.
And actually, you can go ahead and roll an advantage since Ari is there too. Yeah. Just with a heavy leap in this large cavern, he hops over both of the top of you and kind of lands down half on top of you, and you both are nearly knocked prone as this large creature lands on the opposite side and continues to move. Ari and Elias, you can both take attacks of opportunity if you would like.
Yeah.
Whack.
I'll help whack.
Both of those will hit.
Can you do the booming staff as a reaction?
Yep, it's my attack.
No, that's not how that works. That is a
cantrip,
spell. So you can hit with the normal quarterstaff without the booming blade.
Yeah, so just the other side, the left half.
Gotcha. Okay. Just
Oh yeah, you need Warcaster. I don't have it yet.
Correct. So it's just 19 total, but that's still some good damage. Perfect. Alrighty. And that will then bring us to Zannah's turn once again.
A quarterstaff is only a d6.
You use your
He's
wisdom.
got he's got Shillelagh up on it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right,
Because it's also not a wisdom attack normally.
Yeah.
Okay, Are any of these people technically within 5 feet of my direwolf?
Yes, 2 goblins and the large 2-headed giant that is angrily searching the darkness.
I guess you couldn't see my mouse. I was saying my teammates. Sorry.
Oh. Elias is within 5 feet and Valcrie is within 5 feet.
Cool. That's what I needed to know. 2 plus 5. Alright, we are going to bite the big guy, but because they're within 5 feet, I have advantage on that.
Mm-hmm.
So
19 will hit.
Cool. Then 2, 6, plus 3. Oh.
Alright, as you bite down into the leg, he just tries to yank you off as he's still searching in through the darkness. He does appear to be large enough that he resists the prone effect.
Okay. And then I'm gonna use a bonus action to get some health back. With my Circle of the Moon Druid abilities.
Yeah,
and
go
extend
for
a
it.
spell slot.
Roll that.
It was only a 2, unfortunately.
And roll me another Constitution saving throw, because you did get hit once. You just need a 10 or higher.
Constitution.
Yeah.
5.
Unfortunately, the moonbeam does fade away. Okay. But you do heal yourself up a little bit. And this large giant does appear very weak, and so Haleth, taking the opportunity, is going to try and make 2 strikes and finish him off. Yeah, that'll hit. He's got a low AC. As both of the javelin attacks hit, and Haleth just stabbing up into the chest and then stabbing into the neck as this thing is brought down to the ground and falls next to him. And that'll bring us over to Elias.
Alright. No brain in sight.
No brain in sight.
How many can I reasonably get in range if I were to shift a little bit? Can I get 3 of them in range? Why is it not alt locking in? There we go.
Yeah, I'll say 3, and you can choose, right, with that spell?
Yes.
Choose who you want to hit? Perfect.
Yep.
Then yes, 3.
So yeah, DC 14.
Alright.
Take 6 if we fail.
That is 2 failures, so the 2 closest to you just begin to kind of shake with the radiant force and fall down to the ground unmoving.
Cool.
And
Alright.
else?
Nope, I'm collecting my temp. Nope, my other temp better than that temp.
And
I'm saying fuck you to that temp.
That'll bring us back to Ari.
Sorry, what's still alive? Just the goblins?
You see 2 goblins cowering in a corner and 2 other goblins, one currently between you and Elias and the other over by Zannah, and then just bodies all across the floor.
Okay, I'll whack the one that's next to me.
Go for it. 15 does hit, just barely, and with 7, yeah, you just stab down into the chest of this thing and it wriggles for a moment before lying still, unmoving.
Nice.
Alright. And Valcrie, it is your turn.
So there was a second big guy. Where did the second big guy go?
He jumped over Elias and went up the hallway.
The one we came down.
These bad guys don't make any fucking sense. Unless there's bigger beds they're running to or from. Well, there's still the 2 little hooligans in the corner. And there's that one.
Yeah, there's one more that's next to Zannah.
Oh, I didn't see that one. I see that one, and then those 2.
There should only be 3 left. There's 1 pink one and then the 2 yellow.
Nope.
Oh, the green.
I
yeah.
see this one.
Yep. Sorry,
Yeah, I
there
see
are the
that
green ones
one.
over there. They are terrified and running away.
All the better to shoot him in the ass.
You can do that if you want. Oh. Didn't mean to do that. That's fine.
If it would be at all hindered, then I probably would just shoot one of the ones in the room.
Yes, those ones do have partial cover from the pillar.
Okay. I'll shoot over the wolf.
Alright, go for it.
Pew!
That unfortunately just barely misses. As
Story
you
of my
launch
life.
it, and this thing is just a little bit too small. Doesn't quite
Story
hit.
of my life.
And he will once again try and swing out with his scimitar, the last one remaining, and does cut into Zannah's wolf for 3 points of slashing damage. Alright. And Zannah, it is now your turn.
Okay, we're gonna bite the pink bit.
Go for it. It bit you, so you bite it. And
There
the
we
second
go.
one will hit. Well, the second roll. For 8 points of damage. And with that, you just snap onto its neck and give it a shake. And it no longer moves.
Good.
And Haleth kind of looks around at you all. Are there any more? Should we go after those in the corner? Kind of looking questioningly to see what you guys are gonna do. And Elias, that brings us to you.
Kill it.
What do goblins speak? Do we know?
You've heard them speak common before.
Let's ask for their surrender.
So you're just calling out surrender?
Yeah, just
Give-
very, very politely.
Give me an intimidation check at advantage.
I'm not trying to be intimidating. I'm asking nicely.
Okay, give me a persuasion check at advantage.
Woo! I don't think I'm any better at that one.
Yep, that's that's so funny. Yeah, you kind of like look over at Ari and Haleth, and you're like, we should ask them for their surrender. You're going to surrender. And they're just like, look, and then they kind of shrug and hold up their hands. We surrender.
Least
Sigh.
intimidating person ever.
Could
They-
have just killed them.
They were already cowering in the corner, and with that, you all are out of initiative, at least for now. There are bodies as the last 3 goblins kind of race away out of your view, and the other 2 are held tightly in a bit of fear and now apparent surrender in the corner, leaving you all just surrounded by these corpses and these destroyed mushrooms. What are you all doing?
Alright, let's start looking for loot. I will give you assistance and guidance if you want to investigate, and let's make some money.
LGBT, let's get this bread.
Exactly. That's what that stands for?
Yes. Yes, clearly.
Clearly. I shall maneuver away from statue.
You're the investigator. So go ahead and roll advantage with the guidance if you want.
What you want me to do?
Let's loot the bodies and make money.
Okay. How many times do I need to roll that?
Just give me one investigation check.
1 at regular.
Advantage.
Advantage.
With D4.
With the D4? Okay.
Yes.
Investigation with a D4. Oh, look. There's the rolls I could have used earlier. Mine's
No,
the
this is to
6.
make money though. This is good.
Yeah, it's important. I like making money for a 24.
Okay, well, looking over these corpses, they are mostly clothed in pretty tattered rags. Even the large individual doesn't really have any sort of semblance of armor, but just this hide that is draped over in loose-fitting clothing. All of them have weapons that look crude but effective. The bugbears probably have the bugbears probably had the nicest looking glaives. They're kind of maces with these jagged spikes sticking out. But these are similar to the weapons that you had seen before. They're effective and work. but
Painful. Very, very painful.
They are very large and heavy and probably not worth a whole lot more than just for scrap.
Gotcha. Well, I did what I had to do.
These monsters have an astounding lack of loot.
Well, they are monsters. They don't really use gold.
Shouldn't there be some sort of like drop table for them to roll on?
Not in this one.
This is absurd.
You don't get loot with every fight. This ain't that kind of game. But yes, looking over it, you kind of take a look at the mushrooms, and the mushrooms look like they could have some alchemical use. If you found the right buyer, they might be worth something. But as far as things that are valuable to take, there's really not much here. What you do notice is that 2 of the bugbears, the back of their heads have been opened up partially, and you can see actually into where the brain cavity would be that it is vacant and empty.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Is there anything else that you all are doing while you're in here?
I don't think so. Let's
Are we
just
going
keep
to
moving.
are we going to adopt the goblins that surrendered?
They're still hiding in the corner, just shaking.
Which one of them is named Boblin? I want that one.
You want that one?
Yep.
Yeah, let's talk to them. Somebody who's better at diplomacy. Let's figure out what they know. I'll give you
Hey
some
there.
guidance.
What's your names?
Don't hurt us, please.
Well, how about we start by you telling me your names?
I'm Piddle. And I'm Groin.
Right. So you work for the bugbears, yeah?
Sure. No, we don't work. No, shut up. We don't work with them. No. I'm just mistaken. We're just here. And one of them's kind of like holding his arm. You can see the bone is kind of sticking out a little bit, but he's like doing his best to kind of hide and tuck it away. We promised we weren't with them. We were just passing through. Just coincidence. We didn't attack any of you guys.
Uh-huh. Well, do they pay you? Do they threaten you? Like, why work for them?
We didn't work for them. We were just passing through.
Okay, but if you were one of those goblins that was working for them, hypothetically, why do you think those other ones worked for them?
Roll a persuasion check at advantage. Oh, wow. Andrew, you just do not like goblins. They just, like any goblinoids, they don't work for you.
Here's some double
like that
advantage.
sometimes.
I stalk over as a wolf.
he kind of like looks up and he's like, no, I don't know, we didn't work, but how am I supposed to? Don't eat me!
They sound like the kid from the Wild Thornberries.
Donnie?
Yeah!
Oh man.
They speak very broken common.
I mean, we're conversational at best most times that we try to talk to anyone important.
Conversational comment.
Alright, it's a judgment call. What do we do with these guys? They don't seem to know anything or want to tell us anything, and they're a liability if we keep them alive. But probably not a big one. Everything else has hurt us in here, so
We're not a
I'd say we
liability.
just
No,
move on.
we can help. You don't want to kill us. Yeah, you don't want to kill us. That's what I said. Shut up.
I said, shut up.
I for one don't want to kill the goblins.
Thank you. See, you should listen to him.
Uh-huh.
A little bit.
Alright, we'll make you a deal. We'll let you go if you tell us where the floor, like the descension to the next floor is. Does that sound fair?
If they show us.
Yeah, show us.
Yeah, show better than tell.
Alright, perfect. Can you guys do that for us?
You can't just assume their gender.
One of the goblins like looks over at the other one's arm with the bone still sticking out, and then back to you guys. You give us medicine, we show you where the entrance is. Deal?
I don't
Yeah,
think we're in
yeah. I'll use my last lay on hand point to fix his
perfect.
bone.
How much do you have?
1.
Okay.
I saved a point to bring somebody back from unconsciousness when I dumped everything else into myself.
Gotcha. So,
It
yeah.
was very, very tactical decision making.
Yes, so you kind of place your hand and kind of fuse the bone back in. It's still bleeding a lot. He looks rough, but it's something. And the other one like nods his head and like smacks the other one on the side. See, you're fine now, Piddle. Now don't cry. And they kind of like argue back and forth. I was doing okay. You didn't need that, but look, you look awful. Now we gotta go show them the door. It's so far. Shut up. And they're just arguing back and forth.
I love these guys.
Meta commentary here. I want Austin to do this for a while. I think we should adopt the goblins.
You see, I would not be opposed.
You might want to give them a leash.
Nah,
Wow, that
We
seems
have rope.
unnecessary.
that's rude.
They're
That
just
is
gonna
very
run
rude.
away.
If that would be imprisoning the goblins. But see, we adopt the goblins.
I don't know if they want to
join
adopt us, though.
No. They want to be adopted.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
To the stairs.
Yeah. Let's see where we go. It's got to be as good as wandering around here randomly fighting monsters till we find it. So let's roll out. Do you guys want to take a short rest first so everybody can like hit dice up and get things back?
Yeah, we should take a
Sure.
short rest.
Not a bad idea.
We ought to take a short rest.
So yeah,
That's not a
let's
bad
short
idea.
rest first if we can, and then we'll head out with our goblin guides.
Sure.
Is the
Alright.
short rest 4 hours or?
1 hour.
1
1
hour.
hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you guys
An hour.
Are you guys doing it right in this chamber? Or are you making any alterations? The chamber is currently covered in dead bodies and soaked with blood.
Is there anything we think would give us a better defensible position that we've seen recently?
Perhaps.
Not really.
I mean, you
Might for intimidation.
Let's just do it here then. Let's see what we can get.
All right, so you guys try and like find an area. Haleth kind of goes over to the side where there wasn't any fighting. You guys do your best. Piddle and Groin kind of take their moments to try and adjust, and one of them is trying to like set the bone while they're arguing back and forth the entire time. But you guys do what you can. Is anybody keeping watch or paying attention while you guys are doing this?
I imagine we're all kind of watching because it's a short rest. That's not high energy, right?
No. All right,
Yeah,
so
I'd
just
say as
kind
long
of-
as it doesn't detract from the resting, I'm fine to do it too.
All right. So just trying to do the best you can. Valcrie, your spell ends up fading, but you will get your spell slot
Yep.
back.
So
And
it doesn't matter.
You can all take a short rest.
Cool.
Neat.
And I actually don't even think... Are you staying in wolf form, Zannah, or are you shifting back?
It only lasts, what, an hour?
I think it
No,
lasts
lasts
half
half
your
your
druid, so it
level.
lasts 2 hours. So theoretically, you could keep it past the short rest.
Yep. And your temp
Oh.
HP stays until we
Short-
long
short-
rest.
Are you
Short rest.
sure?
Short rest is wolf.
Temp HP,
Yeah.
if it doesn't have a duration, expires at the end of a long rest.
Oh, I thought it was
That is
any rest.
that is correct. No, it's a long rest. Joe's right on that one.
Gotcha.
Okay, well I'm gonna start rolling hit die if that's okay.
Probably ought.
Do you do it
clerics get anything to
Nicholas's?
help with that?
Do you do it Nicholas's way where you have to roll all of them at once, or do you let it roll one at a time?
Nah, you can roll it at a time. I don't care.
Okay.
I don't think clerics can help with this, can they? No.
I mean, there's some things, like I think Beacon of Hope or something, that allows
Well,
you to max
alright,
out.
that's a clean 30 HP.
Yeah, nice.
Wait. No, that's too many. That overheals me.
Oh, no.
Alright, well I have no hit dice, but I'm at full HP now, so that's nice.
Alright. Yep. Okay, cool.
I forgot that your hit dice also gave you your con, which is nice.
It really is. The best of boons.
Yeah,
Boon County.
I should probably dump a few more points in con, but nah.
I'm mostly con. I'm just kind of a little durable wall. I don't do much in a fight, but I give out lots of temp HP.
Yeah, temp HP is a lot more effective HP when you have armor, though.
You and your
It's better
arm.
than death.
What armor? That's really the problem, isn't it?
I know you're in my armor.
Yeah, it's really fucking useless. No offense.
Welcome to being a druid.
Okay, but you have like 80 points in like animal HP pool. It's actually probably more like 100.
No, not 100. It's only 37 for the wolf.
Okay, but you can do that what, 2-3 times?
Twice.
Twice.
I think. Yeah, so getting up there.
Okay,
80
so-
instead of 100.
yeah, 80 free HP.
But yes, you all do take the time and recover through the short rest and are not disturbed. The bodies begin to stink a little bit, and some of the mushrooms actually begin to start kind of very, very minorly growing on some of the bodies here. It's the only sort of decomposition you've seen, but they have seemed to already be in here, and they're just kind of expanding and repairing themselves at a much quicker pace than would happen in nature.
Does Ari have any signs of fungal infection? Like, are there spores everywhere? Like, are we screwed?
No, it doesn't look like an infection or a disease. It more just looks like natural decomposition of the bodies, just at an
Okay.
accelerated rate. And now that you've gotten a moment and kind of spent some time in here, you do see that the statue in here is a large deformed granite statue that kind of outstretches from a single stone column and has these large two heads similar to the giants that you had seen before. It does have 2 heads, but rather than similar to the giant, it actually appears to be a massive dwarf. The second head appearing to be somewhat deformed and mostly featureless. It looks like at one point there were some inscriptions on the pedestal, but they've kind of been worn away over time. And there seems to be an engraved circlet that kind of rests upon his brow, kind of also carved into the stone.
Hey, that sounds like money. Oh, carved into the stone.
Yeah, engraved.
Yeah, so it just kind of shows him with his circlet and his warhammer there.
That's not nearly as cool a word as I was hoping for either. Okay.
Is there any writing?
Go ahead and make me a perception check. So the writing appears to have been worn away, and more so not by time, but somehow artificially worn away. Whatever it once said at one time is now no longer readable. You are able to tell that the king's warhammer does appear to be a separate piece of stone than the actual statue itself.
Ooh, I want to grab it.
You grab it,
guide
and
you. I'll help you.
It's kind of nestled in the hands, but it does kind of seem to rotate a little bit.
Oh yeah, let's rotate.
As you kind of spin the warhammer, there's a sudden grinding of stone, and you kind of lurch off your feet as the pedestal begins to rise and actually lifts up about 3 feet, revealing an open cavity. And inside you see a golden circlet identical to the one that is on the king's head.
Oh
yeah. Found some fucking loot finally.
I would like to put it on because obviously it's not cursed.
Do you want me to check it for magic first?
That would defeat the fun of putting on things that are obviously not. I'm kidding.
Can I sit down with it and check it and see if it's magic?
Yeah.
Guide myself and do so.
Go for it.
I was memeing.
let's see if this is gonna also make us fucking disappear like everything else in this dungeon.
Alright. Looking at this seems to match up identically with things that are actually fairly common and that you have records of. This looks to be a circlet of blasting.
Oh. Anyway.
And is definitely magical of the evocation sense.
Is there a way to know what spell is held in it if we hand it over to our spellcaster?
It's not a spell. You wouldn't. Well, I guess it is kind of a spell, but it's not. It doesn't store spells. It allows you to cast Scorching Ray.
Oh.
You can
that's lit.
You can cast it once per day, or we'll do once per long rest for this.
Yeah. Bree, do you want this?
That's lit.
Yeah, I'll take it. What you want to call that?
A circlet of blasting.
Here, I'll give you an item.
She already has ranged attacks.
Okay, but you see how well that's going right now? Do you see how well that's going right now?
The circlet of blasting has a set attack modifier of +5.
Yeah.
Okay, circlet of blasting.
Hey, we're like 5.5 rests away from you never having to throw another javelin.
Well, I mean, once I get that sweet hexblade dip, then I'll be able to Eldritch Blast shit.
Are you really gonna dip?
I'm gonna try to.
You just has to find something to make a pact with.
I'm thinking of one of those cool, like, not soul pacts, like you do them a favor, you know, kind of like an independent contractor sort of thing. Maybe beat the devil in a fiddling contest, something more along those lines.
Yeah, so after this short rest is completed and we now have our new magic item, do we want to have the goblins lead us down to the next level so we can level up?
Good to me.
Do you?
Yeah, well, everybody good with
Fine.
that?
Yeah.
Alright, lead the way, goblin guides.
Alright, this way. No, it's not that way, it's this way. Oh, you're right. But shut up! And they kind of step up to you. Are you ready for a long and perilous journey?
Of
Through
course,
toil
that's
and
why we're
trouble?
here. Yep.
I hope you're ready for some of the most difficult terrain that you have ever seen.
Sure.
And you all kind
It's
of...
gonna be like right. It's gonna be
Yeah,
like
it's gonna be
1
literally
minute
like
away.
the next
Yeah.
fucking room.
Indeed, you watch as they walk maybe about 30 feet and then kind of stand there and present their arms at the hallway right next to you. Right here is the entrance to the next floor.
Well,
Pleasure doing business.
Eh.
All right, we'll shake their hands and let's drop down a level. Let's do it, guys.
LGBT, let's get this bread.
Yee.
Y'all don't get too fallen back in with those bugbears. They're not taking good care of you guys.
Nope, we're independent contractors from here on out.
That's the spirit, lads. Hope to see you again one day in better circumstances.
Agreed.
That sounded kind of menacing.
All right. So as you kind of shake their hands and they kind of wave you off, you see a massive staircase that descends down into darkness ahead of you. Are you following?
Let's do it.
Yeet.
All right. So as you descend down the stairs, 20 feet, 40 feet, 60 feet, 100, it takes you about half an hour to climb down these stairs, and you see etchings of different magical runes all along the edge. Finally, you begin to hear sound. As you come down the stairs, you find yourself once again in another stone hallway, but here trash and debris litter the floor. Banging noises can be heard, and there is a large commotion of voices nearby. You look through, and the walls are adorned with carvings that depict dwarves carrying supplies, but the dwarves' faces have been chipped away and replaced with cartoonish heads drawn in charcoal. And you all have made it to the second level of Undermountain, and that's where we'll pick up next week.
Hell yeah, guys! Good job.
At the 5th level?
So
At
can
fifth
we,
level,
do the
yes,
thing?
You all do level up as you have made it to the new level.
Yeet.
Fuckity fuck yeah!
Alright.
5th level means you get 3rd level spells, right?
It does indeed.
That means we can rest safely, friends. We have to cuddle.
We've got a lot going for us at 5th level, because I get multi-attack, 2nd level spells, another 1st level spell, there's something else. What
Should
else do I get at
definitely
5th
be
level?
good. But we will catch you all next week with another episode of Undermountain back here on Javelin Entertainment at 6 p.m. Central. And we'll see you then. Hope you tune in.
I get Liamon's tiny butt now.